got me feeling lonely. I want that body, baby, show me. She's got a body like a cocaine. She likes to keep the party going. These rumors got me feeling lonely. I want that body, baby, show me. When you're undressed, I heard you like to get away. I heard you like to stay out late. I heard you had a couple boyfriends. I heard they didn't treat you right. I heard you're hated by your girlfriends, 'cause all the guys want you tonight. Yeah, they say she's too hot, they say she's too cold. Where she came from, nobody really knows. They say she looks young, but say she acts old. From everything I've heard, she gets out of control. And all the boys say she was sent from the heavens, but I'm not too sure that this girl is a blessing. She's got the devil's eyes and they'll cut you like a weapon. She's stuck in my mind like a bad obsession. Got bad intentions. She's got a body like a cold thing. She likes to keep the party going. These rumors got me feeling lonely. I want that body, baby, show me. She's got a body like a cold thing. She likes to keep the party going. These rumors got me feeling lonely. I want that body, baby, show me.
for victory or GE fighting? Two unknown commodities taking the stage, unsure what we're going to get here today. Could very well be an absolute gigabanger, you know, especially with these two teams that are really just looking to try new things and grow here in São Paulo.
And trying new things is exactly that. You have two IGLs so experienced on the international stage, coming back in with rebuilt rosters, with young talent, and with different philosophies. Only one of them can continue.
It's going to be a tough one. We'll see, though. You can see, I mean, the G players very much want to get into their seats. The rest of Vitality still huddled together, talking about the game plan, likely saying, let's keep some cool heads here. So all that younger talent, GE looking like they're chomping at the bit to go into the map draft.
Map select is a complete question mark. GE
yeah.
has not played at all in the offseason, and they'll ban away Ascent. I guess that's the map that they're not so interested. We have no idea what they're going to want to play.
I mean, there's so many different components to this team coming across, from different rosters.
I love it.
That we can't really ever get a read as far as what they are going to be going for, but they're actually going to give a split.
It's going to be interesting. Again, we have the questions of who's going to be playing the duelist on this team. What roles are slotting in? Will we see a raise? Who's going to be picking that up? GE is a complete question mark. Vitality, more of a known quantity. They've played in the offseason, and Pearl was their most played map 5 times during the offseason. They looked fantastic on it, but that wasn't the old meta. Chamber's been nerfed now. I would expect something new compositionally.
Yeah, to see, have either of these teams, especially for the side of GE, given that they're so new, have they been working with things like Harbor, the things that are so new into the meta? True. That's another question I have. I was about to say, do they feel prepared on load? And they must, because they're floating it as the final map.
This is wild.
I hope we get the second 2 maps. Anyway, this is the 3 newest maps added to the pool. This series is going to be very, very exciting because we know about the philosophy out of game for both these squads, but is their approach going to be in game? Will Aaron bring in some of that Xset style? Do they play a slow split like when Def was calling their attack sides with one player lurking and so many 4-1s into mid? Or do they come out with something new? How much will we transfer over from old versions of these teams?
And I'm really leaning on Aaron as well as Bonecold here, right? The veterans, the leaders in the field. They're going to be the ones that there's a lot of pressure on these guys, right? And Aaron knows that. We've been talking to him a fair amount here, while we're in São Paulo, and he's just got a great head on his shoulders.
I mean,
but here we go, Prime Gaming Agent Select.
That is the most played agents for GE. You can see everyone's a duelist player but Aaron.
3 raises on the side of Vitality as well, but Texture, okay, you asked the question, was anybody going to be playing Raze here for this team? We're on split, so of course they're going to. So Texture's going back to a pick that we have not seen for a very long time. I looked it up. June 18th, he played it in the upper bracket in the playoffs against Spear Gaming, but he's only played it 17 times compared to 118 games on Jet.
Twistin and Molesy both on this double duelist composition. We saw that work so incredibly well for Loud. It absolutely dominated against NRG. For a new team, that can be difficult to shut down. I'm interested to see how GE answers.
Let's just do quick predictions real fast. Who's winning map 1?
Vitality.
Vitality.
I'm going to go for GE.
Oh, the desk is split up here. Well, I hope that our casters are ready to go because here's the thing. We're all set up for map number 1. So let's go ahead and send it over to our casters. My brothers from another British mothers. We got Brennan Sideshow.
Thank you very much, GB. Let's get into this match. I am so damn excited to watch this match in particular, Josh, honestly. Out of any of the first round matches, I'm not even kidding, this is the one that I've been most excited to watch. And I know
not Cloud9 Paper X,
not
Cloud9
Paper X,
Fnatic.
not Sentinels Fnatic. It is this match right here because it is the high-risk, high-reward roster of global esports, pooling together these duelist players, seeing what can work on this big stage as well. Where
ambitious project.
These top players into a top team.
Yeah, and then it's the ambitious project from APAC. Coming up against a dark horse team from EMEA. It's not like Vitality is star-studded in the sense that we all know these players, they've all accomplished so much. There's Bonecold, obviously, who we'll talk about in a bit, but I think the actual talent on the roster is super high. I think it's interesting that the desk is split. I would say Vitality are a little favored here, but there are just so many unknowns, it's very difficult to call anybody a strong favorite. We don't know how these rosters are going to perform. But I do think if Global Esports is able to come out with a win here, it says more. It's more of a validation for their project, and it gives you hope that these like massive global rosters where you're trying to overcome language barriers and cultural barriers and getting all of your players in the same place, and you know, SK Rossi only just getting to play with the rest of his team and meet them because of visa issues. They have had to overcome so many hurdles that I think a win here today would be validating for the whole project.
Validate.
Let's go, GE fighting, boy.
Sky representing India, being the pride of his country, honestly, playing on the global stage like this. And there's been many moments where he's described, you know, the arduous path that he's had to even get here in the first place as a player.
Yeah, he's such a confident guy, but when you listen to his backstory, and Global Esports did a documentary on him recently that was fantastic, you should definitely go and watch it, but he's talking about how he didn't really see his parents too much during his childhood because they were working so much to put food on the table, and he just randomly decides to go to a gaming cafe one time and then realizes, hey, I might be good enough to be the best in this cafe. Oh wait, maybe I can be the best in South India. Maybe I can be the best in India. And that process took so long, it was so arduous with him. I mean, making a deal with a gaming cafe for some free time that he would just stream voluntarily for them in order to get free time because he didn't have the money to play. And then his winnings would all go into travel. I mean, this guy, SK Rossi, is the definition of starting from the bottom, now we're here. He is unbelievable, his story. And he does have the weight of the Indian subcontinent on his shoulders. But I don't think that has amounted to pressure for him. I think he's just excited. When you talk to him, it is just excitement and confidence, nothing else.
And now we are ready to get into it. The pistol round here, map number one between Global Esports and Vitality. No time being wasted already. A fast take up towards A ramp. There's a flash play as well to push them back, and no ground really being gained as of right now. Trailblazer used in response to that one. Looks like a boombot also going to be queued. Look at the fight that's being taken. A call made. An aggressive one at that to try and push through the smoke.
2v3.
Collapse onto the Vitality players, but they hold their ground. They do survive.
Global Esports really trying to find a timing, but Vitality were aware of it. Quite nice control for a double duelist comp, which would normally be playing really aggro. There's Zendo with 3 in the round. That Ghost looking so precise. And it puts everything on the shoulders of the new IGL Arin, North American player that we've seen at these tournaments before.
The players awake! Beam them down, a single clip was all that was necessary.
Oh,
10
just
HP on
last
Morsi
one,
with the spike.
NHP, come on.
Aaron
He's
really
to
slowed
fight.
down this round as well. Didn't overstep
Easy,
himself.
Global Esports,
Brent, the other part of this too is, Morsi has a frenzy. That's actually quite difficult to kill Aaron before 10 damage is
10
done.
HP,
A frenzy
10
frenzy
HP,
battle,
10
you normally exchange some damage.
Contact play. Does Aaron even realize? Jumping up onto the box, trying to catch an unusual angle, but Multi missing a shot to the snake bite. Oh my goodness. Pushes Multi away for but a moment. That's a fight want to be taken.
Easy.
Aaron
Easy.
forwards,
Come
a lot
on.
of noise though. Multi very aware that he's not playing there, but the positioning is known, and now a nade. Pushes him forwards, running down. 65 health, but running gun is the play. And 3 kills in the round for the
Let's go.
IGL player. Team captain for them.
Let's go.
What a clutch, what a great way to begin. Aaron leaning on that confidence to win a 1v3. The Red Bull clutch coming in there. But that was a tense pistol that could have gone either way for sure. And I think Split is such a great map to showcase Aaron and Bone Cold's strengths, the two IGLs of either team. Because Aaron's new to the IGL role, but he used to call the defense sides for XZ. And Split was an amazing map for XZ, an amazing map on the defense side too. So this is comfort zone for Aaron. They're also even playing a comp that looks really similar to stuff that XZ ran in the past. And you look over at Vitality, sure, Bone Cold isn't on the Omen anymore, but this is the same comp that Ascend used to run when they were at the top of the world, the best team in the world on Split. Times have changed, metas have changed. And we get to see which team and which player, which IGL's idea comes out today.
Bold beginning for Texture. Maybe expecting that he could have gained some control of A main, but pays for that with his life. Does hand over that Spectre as well to Twiston now. So Vitality didn't invest too much into this round, only this.
They're going there.
I believe just the Sheriffs, it seems like, across the board, but exchange of weapons as well onto players that might be a little bit healthier. And okay, fight being taken, Bone Cold, he spotted.
Green got one.
Beam down there with a wall play.
Oh,
Global Esports can be aware that this is
Oh, coming.
Fake play
SK
into
Rossi is
B,
coming.
obviously,
SK
the
Rossi
site
is
already
coming.
being taken. SK Rossi going to be hearing all of this, including this plan going down. So now it's up to
Open
Global
plan.
Esports to react in kind.
Little
See if
damage.
they can surround.
Place
It's
damage
a
is
very
coming.
open plant. And also, look at the deliberate cage that
4v4,
Sender put
4v4,
in the middle of the
4v4.
site. I assume this is for Twiston to play around later on in the post.
Okay, one boy spotted.
Kill trip there being
Oh.
played by Sender. What a
Oh.
shot! You've got to be joking.
Okay.
Just
3v2.
absolutely rattling them off one after the other.
3v2,
There was no trade
3v2.
in sight, yet still dangerous task ahead. What can they do with a weaponry though?
Oh.
Got to hold this one down. And Neural Theft already revealing the positioning. SK Rossi moving across
Oh.
onto the side, but he has fallen. All down to Aaron once more. One
Aaron.
player isolated, but time is running low.
Ah.
And at the back of the site, the crossfire was there.
No problem. GG.
And honestly, just
GG.
sheer
Come on.
heroics coming out of these Vitality players to just manage to turn that round into their favor.
Oh, it's all Sender, isn't it? He's 6-1 right now. And the double kill on the players trying to retake is everything there. Absolutely everything. Sender is incredibly talented. I was watching his games, been watching him for a while. Used to play Breach on a full Lithuanian team, and then he's gone over to play Chamber very recently, and now on the Cypher. He's played a lot. He's mega talented. For my money, he might be the most talented player in
don't
the
know.
server
Great.
right now, but
Oh,
people
Mr.
like
Alternate
Texture and people like
Let's see.
Twiston or Molsey will certainly give him a run
Saving
for his
crits.
money.
GG saving crits. Oh,
Just
spotted.
Containment here
One.
for Vitality, looking to see if they can punish
Bad.
this play on the Eco. Well, Esports, look at that, just trying to see if they can collect any more kills and
Let's go
making it
healing.
incredibly aware.
Oh,
Vitality
1,
able to just
2,
hold these off angles,
no.
weakened as well.
Echo round gala.
Players,
And that's
pushing
rough.
them.
Molsey is one away from an ultimate now. And considering that this has been, a weird situation where Vitality win the second round, it actually delays the rifle round by at least one. Right? Because Vitality are now going to, it's going to be round 4 by the time we get a proper clash. And that means that Molsey has an extra round to get a big ultimate online that he can use to turn the tide of that fight. So I think things are starting to look a little worrying here for Global Esports.
Okay.
If Molsey can get in a good position, and considering that they've got 2
I guess.
Phantoms, a Vandal,
This round will be
This
going
next
to
round.
Vitality.
Global need to win it.
Weaponry's looking quite good. We were building up these players, Josh, as well, in this particular round as well. Sender as a player. Would he whiff it a little bit there, but no,
ooh.
eventually containing. But speaking
Flawless.
of Salah as well, who was the coach for Vitality, and
No
honestly, it
problem,
feels
no
like I
problem.
haven't been able to avoid them. I've just been seeing them every time in a
Player
breakfast,
on
in the elevators. I've just been always just meeting up with Vitality players and the coach as well. But he was saying to me, listen, if you want to sound like a god on the desk, hype up Sender, because according to their coach, listen, of course he's going to say this, but he said that he's currently playing like the best player in Europe.
Yeah.
His own words, obviously quite biased.
Sounds like he's gassing his own player up, but I also think that there's probably a shred of truth to that, because
He
Sender
is
does look
rotations with me.
fantastic in the run-up in the
Strategy
offseason
selected for
prior to being picked up. This is a massive round, though.
Yep. Dash across. SK Rossi just
Let's
hoping to
go.
try and take
Great
that angle.
circle.
Twiston. Oh, look
Come on,
at this.
come on, GE.
Okay, so
So
this is
much pace.
This is going to be a pinch, but I'm not sure they were aware that Aaron was going to use his ult in mid. Obviously now, Aaron and Monya are not in a great spot, but there's no boombot or really informational tools they can use to help them get inside the pit.
Maybe
So
the plan was for Twiston to try and backstab here, because the rest of Vitality have been lurking, creeping, and crawling all the way up into B main, and that's going to be Q for the ultimate here. Slow orb on the feet of
Oh.
Molsey, and no one is going to be on this site, so I think a couple of
Really
layers
good.
ahead here, but despite it mid, that is important. Twiston, he wins it versus Munyet, and he's going to be backing away with his life. Plant starting to go down now.
that's the second time that Monya's pushed through a smoke and taken an unfavorable fight. Bazzi, though, responding, takes down Sender, who's been a menace in some of these rounds. Twiston is miles away from the action if Global Esports can hurry this one up, but the Sage Walls are just delaying everything.
Yeah, just a cross-section
Oh.
for it, and no one really aware of it.
Different stage wall.
Does move over to the other side of the wall, but a double face there. Drop down onto a high-low setup. Destrian had to TP back onto to try and help him out,
2v1.
and Multi will be falling, but
2v1.
running
Oh,
low now, and he
1v1.
did not know where Twiston is. Dash enabled, moves forwards, trying to contest this one in a 1v1, but Aaron, he has to stick it. The percentage play needs to try and get half, and it sets up Twiston
gee.
for the easy slam dunk win.
And just think about how different the round could have been if Twiston had been dealt with and cleared out of ropes when they knew he'd gone into there. They were aware that Twiston was somewhere around. Possibly they thought he escaped after he got up to heaven, but I would have thought that Global Esports could keep a better track of the Jet player there.
Just
Interesting
one
pathing
one.
from Vitality early on, and it pays dividends for them in the post plan.
Oh.
And now Global Esports are in a pretty
Vitality
horrible
don't raise,
position here. Their comp should be
player.
great on the defense side, and they're going to be looking down the wrong end of a 1-4 beginning, despite the heroics coming out from their IGL Aaron.
We'll see a timeout being taken now for Global Esports.
Timeout.
Biding their time, seeing if they can cook up anything in particular. Texture is one away from the ultimate, so he's going to be able to get that showstopper, assuming on the other end of this round, whether by playing for an orb, a kill, or even just dying to one of them.
And the players with the least experience here on Global are SK Rossi and Monye, right? For SK Rossi, he's been playing a lot domestically, but he hasn't had an opportunity like this on the big stage just yet. And those two players have yet to really get going in this match so far. Sure, there's only been 4 rounds, but both sat at the bottom of the leaderboard, 0 and 4, and Monye's had a couple of weird pushes through a smoke. SK Rossi got caught out while he was just knifing the wall, a little bit unaware. So maybe these players need to settle into the groove a little before you see the talent being demonstrated. For Vitality, I mean, if you smell blood in the water and you realize that Global are a little shaky to start a match, you got to hammer that home.
Yeah. We'll see if they're going to be pouncing on that opportunity, but so far in this match, what I have been noticing is there's a lot of presence towards A main from Vitality. Yeah. Heavy emphasis being played from them, where they're just trying to take that A ramp control, get a player into position, and doesn't seem to be changing things up too much in this round, keeping it simple for them. Paranoia, Twister moves forwards, and the one-and-done position is checked from Aaron. Weaker guns, obviously, from them. Bazzi just trying to play up behind the wall, seeing if he can get anything done, but very well executed so far.
And the defensive Viper actually allows Vitality to come in without having to worry about a lot of angles on A. So Global need to be aware of how best to play these positions.
Punish there, as you're trying to take the play. Texture tries to make the most of this one, but again, just can't withstand that kind of pressure when he's up against the rifles.
Yeah, body's hitting the floor. All right, now here's the important round for Global Esports again.
Here we go.
Massive ultimates to work with, especially Textures.
Ew, it's gonna see with top, man. It's bad.
Almost guarantees value out of his ultimate.
Yeah.
Vitality have not been going for big B bursts, but actually, Vitality's comp, one of the big reasons why this used to be a meta comp on Split is that it has a lot of variety in where you can play around the map. It's good for bursts on both sides, but it can take mid control too. However, Texture's set up in B heaven.
Come on,
it looks
off
like
shot,
this time
Escaros.
are making a play
Shot.
towards mid.
Come
They'll
on.
just use Sender's cages to apply some pressure over on a ramp, and instead,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Come on, yet.
GG
boy.
Spam, yeah, straight through the smokes. Also just trying to lurk up behind it. Trailblazer gets good
Yo,
information, and there's SK
we got
Rossi,
an
head
off kill.
taken clean off from Sender. Trying to catch that lurk, but obviously his positioning was known prior, and speaking of heads being taken off.
Okay, here we go.
Play a bit more carefully there. Paranoia, dash forwards from Twister, a play to be made from him perhaps, but
Just
position.
careful. Oh yeah, man.
What in the Lord's name
Texture
am I
with the
watching?
great nerd. Oh.
Boncold's attempting to create some pressure in B with this Sage wall, hoping that it opens
Yikes.
up the middle of the
Oh,
map.
damage.
It hasn't at all. With Sender
Yikes.
dying and with the Sage
Come on,
being
flawless.
played from
We did
Rossi,
a flawless.
the rest
Flawless.
of Global Esports can completely
Flawless,
flush
come
out
on.
this hit in mid.
Yeah, man, they know exactly where Destrian is as well. Pure
Come on,
confidence
come on,
the side of Global
flawless.
Esports.
G with the flawless.
No wasted moments from them. Smoke across the cut forwards. Destrian, up close.
Yeah.
There's
GG,
another punish.
baby.
And what a
G
big
fighting was
round
there.
from Rossi and Monye, the players that we were waiting to see anything from. 0 and 4 coming into this round, and they get 3 kills between them out of the 5.
Yeah,
With
huge
SK,
plays.
yeah, SK Rossi
Let's go, let's
using the utility
go.
from Bazzi to
Team
flush out
looking
Sender
away,
early,
brother.
and then Monye just spamming through the smoke. gets his
इसके और
first kill.
उसी ऑफ गॉड
They're
बोलते
playing around the smokes quite nicely, but really
Then
like the
God.
way that Rossi has picked up the operator, flushed out Sender, and used the Sage Wall. Good utility usage and good punish.
Okay,
Otherwise, Sender's going to be a
the
menace
up.
over there on A.
3 ultimates, man. 3 ultimates. No, let's go, let's go.
Getting the
G once
operator in
again.
his hands. In fact, switching up the positioning as well, because SK Rossi now
No,
not
they got a
playing
G map.
towards
G map.
the A-ramp
G map.
area, but that is where the majority of Vitality are. So what is the answer here? A bit of random spam coming through. Slow orbs. Multi already into the back of the side. He satchels up on top of the box, actually. Holding this angle, yet still Aaron anchoring into the back of the site. Flash to push them back, and the nade did push Aaron out wide.
Okay.
It's capitalized on by the Vitality players. You can see that Sender have managed to get themselves in, and that plant will go down.
That's unfortunate because the Viper retake wall is now not going to be active. Big clash in ropes.
Yep, Destrian trying to find his timing.
Let's
in mid is gonna
go.
be so important right now, and he does win it out. he stays alive, he's going to be causing issues
One.
for them, and still holding that close
Let's go.
angle. Re-peek, just a little bit too late, and still it has crumbled before their eyes. Operator in the hands of Twist, and he makes the most of that one.
Okay.
Yeah, even with
I do.
Destrian finding success, the biggest problem for Global is the trading there through screens.
A little bit delayed.
Very delayed. And I think that that speaks to how new of a team Global are, and maybe the comms getting flustered in these moments. Because look, there is just nobody behind Texture. The next player is almost 2 seconds later, and it's Rossi swinging with an op. So one of their rightful players needs to get on a line there. Okay, operator battle though as we get back into this round happening in B main.
Jump peek to bait.
Operator.
That's nice.
Yeah, that is quite nice. Just to set up SK Rossi onto that angle.
But SK Rossi is in. I mean, he's on such a deep line and he can't escape. Oh, he's actually using the wall. That's a little weird because now he needs to reposition and get value out of the operator. Vitality are going to be playing quite quickly, so he relies on the rest of his team here to slow Vitality down.
So far, it seems like the early game plan
Going B. Vitality going
was to
B.
play heavy for that extremity control. And it's created this opening in mid. You can see Vitality have already taken up that space. Just exploring. Spike in the hands of Multi.
Rebuild position reveal.
Running around seeing if they can force a fight, a play to be made. They're going to be looking to regroup with the rest of their team now.
Wait a second. Did Rossi put a terrible Sage Wall in B main that Bonkol can just jump over? Yeah,
he did. Yeah, there's a box behind that you can just jump over that.
I didn't realize that he connected it to the box so that you could just jump up. That's inexperience on the agent showing there. Obviously, Rossi playing a new role.
Inexperience.
Oh, and that's where you don't expect him to miss. Normally so talented.
And look at this, pressure being applied to just every single direction on the map. Oh my word! Straight shot, Bazzi dropped down to 110,
Bazzi.
spray down, he is
Let's
low,
go, let's go.
up in the
Oh
air,
man,
no way.
Bazzi.
From that kind of range, but Bazzi was weakened. And Aaron seems to be
Let's
aware
go.
of this play
Oh,
that
let's
was
go.
occurring. There you go.
I didn't
kick
1v2.
him ahead, and there we go. Find the kill. But it is just left up to Aaron, and maybe getting a bit flustered now into this 1v2.
Okay, fall back.
Destrian backs away again. That kind of patience and discipline. Doesn't want to take the fight. Just makes it nice and awkward. Not giving any easy 1v1s for Aaron to be able to take to try and win this one.
And now Destrian gets a sound cue as well as Aaron goes up the rope. This is an almost unwinnable situation because Vitality just haven't given Aaron anything to work with.
Quite aware of where the positioning could be. A bit of spam. Isolate the
Unfortunate.
fight. Yeah, just not quite enough. And
Oh man.
the Shorty up close once more. I mean, Twiston was saying, listen, if you think we've been seeing Shorty kills up until now, wait until you see their game because this guy, he makes full usage of that weapon.
He definitely does. The Shorty in Twiston's hands is a different weapon. His movement is fantastic too, though. I think that's part of what sets all of this up. And yeah, we're really seeing there's clearly a game plan coming from Aaron about how Global should play their defensive side, but it's the small mistakes that are really slipping them up.
Oh.
Ridiculous, the beat dash into the Shorty.
Are
I
DK?
think in that round in particular, it's the way that Rossi plays the B main situation just scrambled them a little. If he puts down a better Sage Wall and is then able to op in mid on a more aggressive angle, maybe that round goes differently.
Okay.
It's just been that consistent uphill battle for Global Esports so far in this half.
Global are going for a gamble stack on A,
Echo
but when
round,
you don't
echo
hear
round.
anything early on, I don't think it's likely to be an A hit because Vitality, when they have been ending A,
Oh
have
shit.
been at least taking
B is
space
blank.
A ramp fairly consistently. Senders presumably faked it with the cages, but apart from that, there is nobody home on the B side.
Yeah, so the gamble not paying off here. Going to be that easy plan once more for Vitality.
Okay.
Setting themselves up into this position right now for Global Esports, just thinking about not giving away too much. Trying to go down to the spike so they don't give away any more ultimates as well would be quite key. Sender with this late lurk position. Shutting them all down in mid, and there's a re-swing attempt. It looks like Global Esports want to try and fight this into Sender.
The Cypher ult isn't the best one in the world if you have to feed yourself into somebody.
Oh.
But this is going to be a very easy round for Vitality to clean up. I think you can just see the way that Vitality has been built, it relies on pre-existing synergies between the players. So they have a bit of a core from Old Blue, you know, and then some from Vitality, and a little sprinkling of Big on the top as well.
Yeah.
But they have some players that are familiar with each other enough to have a bit of synergy, a bit of chemistry there. And with Global, they are genuinely starting from square one.
Yeah.
And so it's going to be a much more difficult project to get off the floor. And I think that was the concern that everybody had with this team. How much time do they require? When you listen to the players and the staff, they're thinking about multiple seasons, but still wanting to get wins early on.
Yeah, very long-term focus with this global esports squad.
Much better Sage Wall in B main from Rossi.
Not allowing anybody to hop up on top of it. Looks like a fight might be trying to take
Damage.
it. Again, that spam and just holding for now.
Bazi.
Moving forwards inside this Viper's pit. There's a timing taken.
Does he
know?
know?
Yeah, one. Let's go.
Bit of whiffage there from Sender, but did he know that they've been compromised right now towards a ramp? That space was gained.
Yeah.
It's a pop flash
Yeah.
play. Bazzi
One go.
nails the target.
4v2, 4v3, 4v3.
For that one, so he does trade it out relatively effectively.
4v3, come on.
Being squeezed.
Random.
Surgeons on either side. Bit of spam there around the corner, and Aaron's been caught.
Awesome distraction from Twiston when Destrian got inside the
3v4.
ult. Can Texture be a playmaker here on the flank?
Yeah, these positions have flipped all the way around. Just as Aaron was being squeezed this time, it is Texture coming for that late flank. Players in heaven though, is anybody going to be watching for
open
this one?
stand.
You've got to be aware of it surely that a ramp they could have been playing and no Twisting gets
Yeah,
away with it for
1,
free.
2v3.
Shots just going one after the other. Texture does eventually claim that kill, but so much to deal with right now, and the retake made that much harder by the fact that Rossi is using this operator. Just unfortunate timing once more.
Yeah, Global Esports getting outplayed. Vitality with nice protocols to clear out the Viper's pit. That, to Aaron's credit, he's been getting them into good positions. But Vitality are always able to sneak past them or blast their way through them and then surround them on all sides. The raw talent as well is showcased here from Vitality. Twiston 16-4, Sender and Molsey also having a great game individually, just able to farm these Global Esports players currently. We need to see a bit more resistance.
Oh, okay. What is this? Double updraft play from Twiston?
Yeah,
with the knives as well.
Okay.
Sage Wall updraft.
Not going to spot anybody.
No plays
Bazzi was
inside.
nearly there.
Yeah, could have got his head taken off, but no.
That's actually another Ascend classic being called from Bone Cold.
All the way back in the day.
I've seen CNED do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Desperate times here for Global Esports.
Guardian.
Got to get something else on the board. It's like half by round from them, so the weaponry is that much weaker, but so far on their defense side of Split, it's not looking too good.
They need a miracle here, really, don't they?
Yeah.
The poor weaponry, even a 4-8 half. With the pistol, maybe you start to have some belief. Oh, the timing there. Brutal for Monnier. Is he even going to think about re-clearing mid?
No, and they've just contacted all the way up behind. Not sure if they've just heard Monnier drop or what.
Monet.
Clear it. Was just so unaware. Just left out of SK Rossi. He's only got the Bucky, and it's, I mean, just full patience. Really, really well played by Vitality. How slowly they were playing that one. Not willing to give anything away.
And that is a prime game in Flawless. Vitality currently so in control of this game. And we've actually seen Split be somewhat attacker-sided when people have been running these double duelist compositions.
Yeah.
But then the other problem with that is too, that when people run the heavy defensive comps, they're not racking up enough rounds on the attack side themselves to equalize it. So maybe we're seeing the double duelist meta come back with people like Loud also playing it on this map. Twiston and Molsey have put on a masterclass, and I think Bone Cold's calling in general, he just understands this map so well.
Early fight
Final
for control
chance.
here, and yeah, it is that final chance. Josh, the Cosmic Divide going to be used very early on here by Global Esports just to try and deny control of
Bizarre
a lot of areas of the map at once, but I mean, Vitality, they just contact up through this, and there's going to be that paranoia.
Okay, one.
Lovely play to deny that one, Molsey. The satchels were clean, the movement was nice, but he does get taken down on the high ground, and despite the fact that Bone Cold was vulnerable, he wins out that engagement. Seeker's going to be giving him a lot of information that the players found their way onto the site now.
Okay.
Just containing.
They plant.
Twiston holding close now below into Hell. He's going to be taking first contact for them. Varying up his angles. Is it going to be cleared? Not quite well enough.
Okay.
Where's the second player there where Bazzi peeks?
Let's go,
Oh,
3v2.
perfect timing though from Texture.
Yeah, these
Picks up
timings
Sender in mid.
are very nice. Final round.
Wow.
Texture does have the ult, but he rips it out at just the wrong time.
Okay,
Destrin
2v1.
finding that one, still one player
No.
left alive.
No.
Destrin, you cannot
Yeah.
win this one, but the
G,
swing is
G.
just
Let's go, man.
perfection.
Monet.
Munyet will claim the
Munyet.
round for his team
Oh,
and get
boy.
at least 3 on the board for this
Finally.
first half.
A lifeline, one last desperate lifeline, but
Cool.
unless you're on the 9-3 curse hype train, this is looking like a brutal beginning to Split. 20 kills from Twisted, and something makes me think he's not going to slow down in the next half.
Yeah, this is a hell of an opening for Vitality, honestly, on the global stage like this and global esports.
Oh, so healing party. Yeah. Mumbai la mottham
Here, but that's going to do it for the first half of this map. Let's send it down to the desk to break it all down.
Thank you so much, fellas. And there you can see, I mean, Twistin, what a showing from him in the first half there, dropping 20. But I think it's safe to say here, Mimi, like Vitality, the fundamentals, everything that you could want to have in this.
Okay, boy. Continue. Matladu right. I'll just be back.
It's been great. I mean, him just being able to get into that position, they completely lost track of him. It was really brutal for him. They need to step up the pace in the next half.
Yeah, but then, you know, also for the GE side, though, I mean, you gotta give the moment to Aaron here. The guy continues to just show up and clutch in those real pivotal moments.
Sure, he has, and he has been the kind of the pillar for this team. We're talking about him. He is the veteran. He's the one that has that international experience, but it needs to be more spread out amongst the rest of the roster here, because right now he's the only one in the spotlight. Everybody else left out in the shadows. He needs to be able to guide them to a strong attacking half. It's 9-3. It's definitely recoverable, but it definitely feels bad going in with that scoreline after starting on the defending side.
Yeah, on Split, that is a difficult scoreline to come back from. We need a better pistol round from them. We need them to not rely on Aaron's clutches. GE, this is going to be difficult.
Yeah, it is going to be quite challenging for GE to climb their way back into this game. But with Aaron on the calls, hey, anything is possible. Let's see what happens. Send it back over to Brendan Sideshow.
Anything could be possible. It's always in the hands of the players of Global Esports to see if they can mount that comeback. But so far, one major obstacle has been standing in their way, and that is the duelist players of Vitality. Twistin and Molson just putting up an amazing performance, and it was Twistin who said in the interview series we did, that little pre-tape, that their team doesn't have any star players, but might be weaving a different tale possibly on the other end.
Let's go. Round 2 start aikande.
Vitality players,
Here we go.
it's definitely a dark horse team, but they may become some star players later on down the road. All right, Global Esports with a big engagement. They've got past Estrian.
Still, they need to
Okay,
deal with this heaven
okay,
position. They do take the fight
okay,
with
let's
the
go.
players and making sure that the spacing is good.
Oh,
Winning this one out. Still,
Oh,
Wolsey tries to make the
okay.
play there. Every single
Okay,
bullet in the
4-3.
clip being used as he rattles off the shots from the sheriff. Let's get that one. Still
let's
Texture.
go.
It's a quirky position.
Oh,
The double faces, they all
let's
drop
go.
down. A classic right
4v1.
click.
Oh
Definitely
yeah.
working out for them, and they know
3v1.
the final player is Twistin.
Global round. Global will win.
Health to his name.
Global will
Sheriff.
win. Easy. Global
Now
victory.
just waiting.
Global victory, boy.
See if Global Esports will give him an easy kill. Finds the first, a stun, and that swing is just ever so slightly delayed, but luckily
Here we go.
kill found regardless.
And actually,
Oh,
really good
9.
trading there. I think the swing from Bazzi, or swinging off other players' contact in general, there was
ఇట్లా
a
ఉంటుంది
few
మరి
models
GM
that
వచ్చాక.
came through that looked really good, and then also Bazzi swinging at the end to shut down Twistin looked nice.
Oh, okay.
So
No
a
problem.
pretty
No problem.
drilled pistol round actually coming out from Global Esports.
Yeah.
Gives me a little more confidence that they could mount some form of comeback.
Yeah.
They have to make sure
Rahul bhaiya.
that after winning the pistol, they don't immediately fall to the sheriffs, because that was the story.
Crazy
of the first
Rahul
half.
bhai, crazy.
Both pistols going the way of Global, but it didn't net them any momentum in the first.
See now just how they want to play this one, because Vitality, there's that double phase. You can see Sender just holding from well while all this is going on. And util being used just exploded out into mid. A lot of space being gained. Now you see that satchel play. Boombot clears a lot of these angles, and it's up to Aaron to see if he can hold down.
Let's go, Aaron.
One angle, and he does indeed. There's no one going to be.
Two are
taking him out with
gone,
any stray
man.
plays there.
3.
Right clicks
Oh.
in order, but Twiston
50 HP down, 50 HP
getting a
down.
bit of an upgrade
48,
in the form of that
48.
Sheriff, so
Easy.
that's been dealt with, but the site should be relatively
Oh,
free now for Global
okay.
Esports.
Cypher go down, 15 HP.
Need to deny, actually. That's
Ah.
perfectly rebounded, and you got to be joking.
Here we go.
Safe hands from
2, 2,
Rossi.
2, 3v2.
Send it.
Oh, man.
My word, you got to be kidding me.
This Vitality team is so cracked with the Sheriffs.
Yeah, just finding so many
Oh,
opportunities.
man.
And they are just making the most of it. One after the other, isolated down to that 1v1 sender. He's low up,
Oh,
to nail the shot,
no.
and nail it he does. All the players weakened,
Just miss.
and it is just a
15 HP
repeat
left.
of that first half. Global Esports, they win the pistol round and immediately lose it to the Sheriff purchase.
It's tragic, an absolute tragedy for Global Esports. They set themselves up for success with a great pistol round on both halves, but they just can't compete with this level of talent. I mean, look at that. These shots are absurd.
Yeah, they are crazy.
And the final one from Sender is just good communication that the player is weak enough, but Global Esports offering so many 1v1s, and Vitality are super happy to take them.
Something to be said as well about Vitality's composition being that much more simpler as well. They can obviously focus much more on the trading, the team plays, individual moments.
Bone Cold's wall here is so annoying to deal with on an eco round for Global. It takes every bullet in the pistol just to get rid of it and have any semblance of mid control. And you've got a nice cam setup there that helps them control A-ramp, get a bit of information, or even set up trap plays.
The double face just missing Destrin as he was peeking for that information. Sends out that paranoia as well. Slows down a faster play. And Vitality are swarming it now with the rest of their players, making sure that they contain that choke point that was being watched for.
But there's less than a minute on the clock. They don't control any area of the map, and Global Esports are 4-10 down. They need a Sheriff pick.
And there you go. Once more. Kill going to be found there just from a stray peek. Backing away. I believe the spike was dropped down to the floor as well off of that, so they know that they're at least attempting to rotate, and Twiston can hear it all. Right through sewers, making all the noise in the world. Flash play around the corner. Nobody hard.
Easy.
That is a whiff though, and
Okay.
And there is the
Vandalism.
capitalization. Dropping down. A little bit inaccurate with the aim, yet still Mulsi will nail the shots and clean up the remaining players.
Yeah, Global found themselves an opportunity, but again, just no coordination on how they're getting in through a choke point. It's stuff that needs to be drilled, and they'll get there over time, but for now, Global are really struggling to get that second player in behind Texture, or even offer any utility for Texture to be favored. I mean, look, there's 3-4 seconds before the next player swings there, and no utility to help Texture get into the site, and I feel like that's just been a repetition. Every retake, every attempt to attack.
Steadily, the wiggle room afforded to Global Esports to stay in this map is just getting shortened.
Sorry, I'm just watching the exact same kind of setups that I've seen before on Split from teams like Ascend, teams like 100 Thieves. I mean, this Vitality team has got great protocols on Split.
Taken, dropping down into ropes.
Oh,
Holding this one, the operator.
Chandu.
Not going to be given any easy opportunities to take a stray shot.
This might be over-peaking from Destro.
Yeah, just trying to take this fight, but wow, okay.
They're so clean.
Yeah, and he just backs away on top of it. Mulsi, seems like they're trying to get a read that this could have been the B split. Showstopper, I mean, he's literally just contact playing at the very final moment. Fires it off into the corner. Gap in the wall means that he'll be able to get back to safety. And damage was done, but no kill claimed onto Bazzi. Could be quite critical. He still has his ult in his hands. Holding on top of the rope, though. Dodge to the side. Good info gained. Now there's 40 seconds left in this round, and it needs to be just a bit more oomph behind into this round. They do get these kills traded out, but the paranoia is going to be, again, putting a stop to this. There's no fast play behind it.
30 seconds left.
Even that smoke, I think, eating up the flash. Now they're going to be clearing this corner out effectively, dropping down to the floor. The aim not reset enough to take that fight. So Vitality, they earn their way to that 12th round, and now one more round. So it stands between them and winning this map.
Come on.
So far in the tournament, EMEA as a region has been in shambles other than Na'Vi. But this Vitality team, definitely a dark horse. Looking pretty excellent here, though, in terms of the raw talent and the way that they understand the map. So far, at Lock-in, it's been APAC taking names, but this one is definitely going the opposite way. Vitality is so in control, and the weaponry is brutal here for Global Esports.
Yeah, you have to force up into this, obviously. No more opportunities. Looks like they're just going to be opting into that B split. A heavy take into B. Heaven send the rifle spray down. Just about gets the aim online. Now you're going to see that Viper's pit scattered out cross through the choke point, but no one is dealing with this guy. Just perched up in that heaven position, and Aaron, desperation pushing through, but Vitality, they clean it up. And it just looks like another day in the office for this team.
Oh, not bad. Inko map undi. We have hopes. Are you question? Okay, Chicha. Okay, cool. The time the G fighting. Never give up. GE bolte. But G pictures kada map adi G lost somewhere under the kelvali G pictures we'll see. Lock in. Oh man. Level 9 energy. Kelwala pa. Oh, crazy Red Bull ad. Gonna clutch 1v5. Have Red Bull. Okay. Cool. Okay. HyperX Ally Origins XT. 1-1 aitadi. Within 3 minutes start aitadi. What is the team vital? 1. And by next round global esports they takkede come on. Vital is the best mechanical team in EMEA. However, the series will haunt GE for the taste. Come on. Ranjit Patel. In just a man like the couple, how the cheating draw. Team and OP. The sheriff round win was the split. we discussing on this series? Unexpected series. Map 2 G fighting. Yes, map 2 తగ్గేదలే. We fight back in map 2. Yes, you got this. Global esports. Global esports రా పడేస్తుంది రా. చూద్దాం. మ్యాప్ GE దే maximum. వస్తుంది భయ్యా, వస్తుంది. ఎందుకు ఇంత
trying to push the operator into his hands, which is normally a very faithful pair of hands to put the operator into, but unfortunately he was just not quite hitting some of his shots, and I wonder how much of that is going to be nerves. We've heard from other players that had their debuts back at Champions, such as Kong and whatnot, say, yeah, when you do get up on that stage, it is really terrifying. It does shake you up a bit, and I wonder if that's the case here for Rossi, and maybe going into the second map, he'll start finding his groove a little bit more.
He's going to need to, because that first map, the defensive side, I think one of the issues is that he was not finding value with those early operator fights. They invested in it multiple times on that stage, and I don't think he was ever really able to shut down those early gambits that the double duelist comp was sending out. So the expectation, very, very high for this guy. The hopes of India kind of lie with SK Rossi, so we need to see more out of him in this map, and I think there's a good chance we will.
Yeah, well, hoping so. We're going to be going over to Pearl here for map 2. This is, of course, Vitality's pick here. We have seen Vitality set favor this map in the past, obviously, when Chamber was prime and was in play. But, you know, hey, we saw Chamber once in this tournament. Maybe we see Chamber again over here. Why not?
He's cropped up every now and then, but wasn't a very good look, to say the least. They have massacred my boy. My boy. But my boy. Anyway, yeah, don't think we're going to be seeing the Chamber. I think that would be a bold move, Cotton. I think it's just going to be a bit more of what we have seen. Maybe some more, standardized compositions here. Not necessarily the Harbor, but you never really know.
All right, Prime Gaming Agent Select here for Pearl. What do we get?
It is going to be interesting to see, again, a couple different approaches to this map thus far at Lock-in. But it's been very much fixated on these B-long fights, these well-set executes. It'll be GE starting on the attack, which I think should be a stronger side for them. And they do go for a jet composition. This is similar to what DRX was running, but they run the
same lineup.
which I question, because I feel like you get a lot more synergy out of the Sova when you run it alongside this jet. But you're right, yeah, both teams have made that decision.
Yep, neither going for it, so be really coming down to just who can pilot these compositions the best. We'll have to just wait and see for now. It looks like Vitality, though.
All right, well, let's go ahead and jump into map 2, of course. Can we get a map 3? Let's go ahead and find out. Send it over to Brandon Sideshow for the call.
Thank you very much, Golden Boy. Yeah, that's the question, isn't it? Can we get to that map 3? But it all starts here on Pearl. That's our map number 2, and Vitality already leading the series 1-0 off the back of some solid calling from Volko. Listen, the guy was at the bottom of the scoreboard, but it was the calls that really sailed them away to a really dominant win.
Yeah, I think Boncold's got a crazy journey as well. He made it to the top of the mountain, was all the way up at the peak of Valorant, lifting the 2021 Champions Trophy, and then dropped all the way down to play in the French League, VRLs. I feel like Boncold is the Sisyphus of Valorant. Yeah. He just pushed that rock all the way up the hill, and now he's back down at the bottom, pushing it back up again. But the struggle itself is enough to fill Boncold's heart. He's just happy with the journey and the grind. While other players might have just been, content their whole career chasing that goal once, Boncold's there for everything. He's back.
See a lot of util though, pushing off this opening pistol round.
Yeah.
Oh. Get off to a good start, and it's exactly what they're going to do.
Oh, 4v2.
Taken this time.
Wow.
Players to back them up.
Easy.
Texture going to be wary because he knows the sender.
Oh yeah. Here we go.
Through, but finally backup arrives now. Now to twist and players.
3-1.
In fact, Aaron and Munyet would die to just one shot to the body with the Sheriff in his hands right now, so they do actually need to be relatively careful here.
Let's go.
Crossfire setup just on the back of Halls. Util's going to be bleeding away that time. The Horn pushes him back just to the corner.
Yeah.
Find the
GE boy.
Be available to him. So Global Esports once again. Similar tale to what we saw from the previous map, where they were just winning these pistol rounds with great consistency. The question is now going to be, can they continue that? Can they actually convert it into?
Let's go GE. Let's go GE. అసలు crazy boy. ఏమన్నా cheering అసలు.
They need to be able to convert off the back of this. They've won 3 out of 3 of the pistols. Surely, this is not going to be Heartbreak again. If you look just at the minimap here, I think the danger could be averted instantly. Vitality have gone for a gamble stack, and the Sheriffs are on the opposite side of the map completely. Oh no.
No one's spotted.
Surely Global Esports are not overcooking it. I think this is just going to be an A split. They're taking their time early on to set up Aaron in A main.
Yeah. The knife from Multi second guess things because that landed very late over towards A main. Faked a bit of that presence, but no, this time the Global Esports players will be just flooding into that A site.
Easy plan.
Easy plan. No resistance.
Easy. A plan. Okay, let's go.
Rounds, or rather, one of the follow-ups, we saw the retake, just so many opportunities where Global gave them
Let's
1v1s
go
and
GE.
didn't trade.
Playing offside.
Let's go
But
GE.
I think this does favor the Spectre system.
Oh fuck.
And the Global Esports players are so clumped up.
Oh
they can't
fuck.
help but trade, surely.
Yeah, so the knife there not going to be tagging onto the Asher
Oh,
player. Going to be able to get that pull
no.
through.
4v4.
Escarossi just moves
4v4.
forwards. They're losing a couple of players. Now the C's
4v4.
also claiming one of the targets.
No,
there.
no,
Sticking on the
diffusing.
defuse.
Ah,
Destrian doesn't
fine.
get half. Not sure.
Go
No, he
defuse
doesn't.
just
Denied that at least. And the spam through.
Come on.
This game plan.
Come on.
A little bit all over the place. Sticking to half. No way. Not a shot in hell. But time.
Yeah,
running too
GE
low for him to make the
boy.
most of that one again. So
Let's go
well, they
GE.
do just about scrape through and
Let's go
claim that
GE.
round.
Ah.
Global Esports, it's an
Let's go
expensive one for them to
GE.
win.
They're going to give
Let's
the
go,
Global Esports
GE.
CEO an aneurysm.
Yeah.
I mean, these
Let's go
second rounds are
GE.
absurd.
Yeah.
The
Been
decision
for it
from
since
Rossi to push the
VAT
smoke when
won
Money
called
had
one
already used
Champions
his pull.
Tour.
There is
Last
no chance
match
that anyone is on the spike there. And it's, again, the small details making those rounds losable for Global. But, all right,
Let's go
get through it.
GE.
and they're going to force up. So this is not a bonus round. This is just a straight-up rifle v rifle round in round 3. Everything on the line. Whoever loses this, drop back down to an eco.
Okay. Damage रहा है.
So much importance now
Easy,
being placed
easy,
on
easy
this
boy.
one. Global
No
Esports
damage,
not
no
messing
damage.
around, are they? Letting that util
Okay.
through. Knife's going to get removed though. Might put a stop here to Global Esports trying to exec into this one because
Oh,
it's
no.
a little bit slow and it affords Twiston
No.
the right time to strike. What a flash through! Almost the entirety of the opposing team just blind to that.
Oh,
one, dashing
no.
through to the side and
Great.
smokes me and watch what Twiston, you
Yes.
absolute animal.
Buzzy.
3 kills
1v2.
claimed, but Bazzi will answer back. But he's left in this 1v2. And this is going to be difficult for him. He tapped the spike.
Oh.
Just trying to at least hunt out one of the players. So intelligent by Destrian. Doesn't give him an easy task of just trying to hunt him down.
We saw Destrian playing exactly the same on split too.
Two phantoms
Never
ఉంటాయి వాళ్ళ
offering
side ఇప్పుడు.
opportunities for clutches to happen because of his passive positioning. Twiston is playing like a monster in this game though.
Yeah.
He's feasting. And because the trades are so poor from Global, he's just able to take one-on-one, then another one-on-one, and another one-on-one. He always gets the opportunity to reset his spray, reset his aim, because Global are just not quite sharp enough on it.
The kills end up flooding through, but then there's just a 1-2 hit, honestly. Vitality always ready. The flash repeat play, just never letting Global Esports regain that kind of balance.
Okay, retake.
Push down to that eco round. We were highlighting the importance of it, with them opting into buying into that previous round. But Global Esports just taking their time for now. They're playing for that heavy A main control, just trying to grab some orbs, get some ults online potentially for the next one.
Twiston's
Okay.
going looking, hunting for the fights,
So greedy, but
but
listen,
also so confident, right?
he does, I
Like,
mean, he's not going to give away a gun. He's got a shorty in his blade storm, so he can afford to make a play like this. Normally, would be frowned upon. Might be donating a rifle, but
did he catch a glimpse of somebody there? He knows they're in art either way.
Strike barrier down.
right now, just being taken, and that swing
Okay.
timing around the back. Reset there of the knives. SK Rossi doesn't get any sort of bailout there. So 2-2 going to be that scoreline early on here in Pearl. Imperative now that Global Esports can regain their footing.
They've got some big ults to work with. I mean, there's nothing really happening in that prior round, the anti-eco, but this is one where Aaron needs to cook up a strategy. They've got lockdown, they've got nightfall to work with. These are big ultimates to apply a lot of pressure. I think Global Esports composition is probably going to want to play towards the A site more often because they don't have a very good way of approaching on B. You can see the spike leaning in that direction. But I think the question of how to apply B pressure has also got to be asked. Both teams, of course, run in the same comp, so
This could be a real danger.
Let's go.
Twiston's updrafted up onto this box ahead of time with an operator in his hands as well. He can watch all the way down this angle. The util didn't clear him away.
it is also a dangerous position to hold because we've seen Texture could double updraft and get the kills on him with the knife.
But okay, contact reclear now into A main. Destrian's taken slide off angle now behind this box. That wasn't really an attempt
Let's
there.
go.
And he was holding the angle. The
GE.
crosshair placement was good, but does not get the kill.
Phantom
Let's go
moment.
once again.
Dropping him down to 10 health, so
Two
Munya
down.
survives, and Global Esports are just picking apart Vitality, it seems, is what it feels like, and now it's on Twiston.
3-3.
Just a bit of an
3-4.
ego peek there with the operator through that smoke, gets the 1 kill. Horn going to be spotting out Multi, drops down an aid, and Munyet none the wiser
Look
in
where
his astral form.
Look where SK Rossi is here. He's gone all the way through B on the world's longest
No.
flank.
They know.
Twiston's watching for it.
Yeah, he's watching for it. Seems to be just aware that this could be a possibility.
Let's go.
Angles being watched. Pop flash play as well for that re-clear. And now
Twiston,
time
stop
needs to be
watching the flank.
paid for. Yep, the flank not being watched for. Tap onto the spike, and all the pressure is on it
Let's
right
go,
now.
SK Rossi, man. Off this control. Off, take off.
The Shorty, man.
Off.
Shorty's a
This
strong
करे.
gun, but it won't save you against that.
Now the lineup there from Vitality, pretty big mistake, but an understandable one. Great play from SK Rossi. I was worried that his flank would be either way too late or watched for, because Twiston felt like he had to read the whole time that Rossi was coming around.
I know
don't
fire
quite
వచ్చేసి
how
ఇద్దరు
Global
ఫస్ట్
Esports, got red like that, but still Rossi coming up with the goods. That's the first round where we've really seen him take control of the game.
Okay, boy.
So back and forth. That's a fast play with a Blade Storm. You can see Texture, he'd already dashed across to take this A main control. Now that Cosmic Divide as well. So Nightfall's going to be used as a response to this one. Vitality making it difficult for them to commit onto this, and Global Esports should be second guessing this now because there's 3 players of Vitality just ready and waiting.
That is great work from Bone Cold as well. He had to use that exactly in reaction to SK Rossi's ult. So he was prepped and knew perfectly what he wanted to do. Read the play and countered it.
I feel like Global Esports have been thrown a bit off balance here because now it's just a scramble. 5 players now grouped up. And use that Prowler to re-clear deep into B main, but
I would have loved to see Aaron use his lockdown as a fake re-hit onto the A site to allow Global Esports to go for this pivot, but they're making it really noisy. A lot of utilities stomping the footsteps all along, and Vitality are just booking it to the B site.
there's no nuance in this approach from Global Esports. Making all the noise in the world right now. Angle not being watched for. And what a timing to take, Munyet. Ripping off the header sender. Swinging through though, and that spacing just not good enough. A collateral in play, one after the other. They're trying to take the fight, but they will all fall. Twiston, absolute masterclass in his performance. But again, it's just those little errors piling up for Global Esports that just doesn't allow them to sail away with a round win.
And when you leave these openings, a player like Twiston, especially on Jet, that allows you to take timings and then dash away to safety. And he's just loving it out there. Twiston's had one of the best opening games I can remember. He's 11-4 already after 6 rounds have been played. He had 20 kills at the half on split. I can't remember exactly what he finished on. But this is an insane opener.
Now a fight to be taken. So risky a play, and you've just got to be kidding me.
There's another one.
Yep.
It's over in a flash.
I mean, collateral after collateral.
The word flawless doesn't quite even sum that up. It's an understatement.
And yeah, it was an eco round, but
Also,
still, it's been a recurring theme, honestly, for Global Esports dropping a couple of these rounds just from the fact that they haven't been able to swing with enough spacing between them. And that, honestly, it feels like right between the elbows. I mean, even he's like, okay, well,
Sure.
not sure how I achieved that one.
Sure,
but
I'll take it.
okay.
Global need to find an answer. They still haven't found an opportunity to use Aaron's lockdown. Aaron's been playing the middle of the map, trying to push and pull the different pieces that he has on his chessboard, but he hasn't really found enough opportunities to get involved himself, and Aaron was actually one of their biggest players on Split.
There's diligence there, though, from Global Esports, making sure to jump peek these corners so they debate that op shot. They know the Twiston's playing the other direction. Now the util's going to be sent flying through. That's going to be a Prowler up close. Lockdown as a response, though.
And they know that this is going to get value
let's go. Monye.
because Bone Cold had cleared out the whole of A. However, Bone Cold running into Monye there does open a path for Global Esports to just pivot back.
Let's go,
There to be
Global.
plays there, I suppose, but
They can
lockdown used ever so slightly later, so yeah. Clearing out this site, but there was space at the back of Hall. Someone needs to break
Wow,
this turret. Texture just being whittled down to no health at all, but players are weak.
Do they know that Vitality could be in back halls here? Do they know the lockdown?
No back Hall's control, and that's an immediate punish from that one. Just on a heaven position. He was offered a free shot, but it just about missed this one. Are they going to be able to get this plant down? They haven't cleared these players out of back halls again. Just seeing limits to it, and Destrian, he's caught this flank timing. No one's watching it. So many gaps in the play. And just like that, picked apart. Munyet, 1 star, has the pull. He can disrupt this one, but so much to do for him. Good timing off it. He is smoked away though, but that's going to dissipate. And it's all on this.
They don't know where he is.
What timing can he take? Buys his time, has to hit the shots, reset one at the avenue, but it's just being stopped.
1 HP Tondra.
And Twiston hitting the no-scope after someone tries to shorty him.
Yeah.
How dare you, shorty Twiston? 15 and 4. And Global Esports just not able to put together a round again. The gap that Destrian exploits is inch perfect. He got into this position because he'd slunk his way, on the flank through B-Link. So while Bone Cold ran through spawn, Destrian managed to wiggle his way through the shop area. And he knew that Monya wasn't watching it.
Just not enough layers.
But also, Vitality are doing such a good job of just abusing all of the holds, right? It's one thing to know that your opponent's making mistakes, but Vitality are getting the punish every time.
Very intelligent gameplay from them. Another instance now where it is, of course, Global Esports knocked down to the weaker buy. You can't have a repeat of that first map. Said earlier, if they can regain their kind of footing, but so far, obviously, distance between these rounds, 5-3 being that scoreline, it's not too wide. Still, a lot could be done.
Yeah, there's obviously chances back into this map and chances back into this series. Especially if their players were feeling the nerves and that impacted the game and they can get over it.
Yeah, flash through, Horn's quite good, lands into the back of the side, but ever so slightly mistimed. And okay, Texture, let's see what you can do. Cloudburst laid down, his gun wasn't ready. Util was quite good there, multi weakened. Dropping down quite low, that's a double swing onto a high-low setup. The frenzy,
nice
just not enough bullets to make the most of it.
Nice.
Next round, the most important one though for Global. It's an opportunity to get the momentum back and put a round on the board where you'll still be able to buy next time. Cosmic Divide can be massive. I mean, we've seen teams just pop a Cosmic Divide down on B, go for the plant spot behind the box, play post plants off the back of that. There are certainly options here, but it's about how they navigate the space and make it so that Vitality aren't just stacking the side of the map that they want to play. Vitality are looking like they want to fight really heavily over B here.
This feels like a hard read almost. They see that the Astra wall is available. They're not going to be giving them easy access to the side there of B main.
And the brutal thing about this, Bren, is that if Twiston scares them away from B, look what Destrian's got for them on A. He's just sat in secret with an Odin, waiting to deny the plan.
With a turret covering his head.
Yeah.
I mean, the setup is just so well thought out right now, and the alarm bot's going to give all the information for Sender to know that they are lurking their way through Art.
Salah and Bone Cold have been cooking.
Yeah. These setups are looking nice. Made close, though. That should push them back off that corner, but they haven't broken the alarm bot. So, full knowledge to be gained now. Vitality know that nobody's committed off the back of that utility through Art.
And Twiston's dropped back into a more passive position where he still gets good info, and that's freed up Multi and Bone Cold to roam around the map and fill in the gaps.
That's a good knife, though. We'll at least deactivate that alarm, but the players are there to just, again, fill up the pieces. Twiston holding this one. It's a flash and a nightfall. Does push him back. Just absolutely ego plays, fully blinded up with the bomb flash, but
round,
blind fire, it seems like. Now Bone Cold needs to be
Bone
the
Cold is
difference
coming.
maker.
Come on, boys. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah. Bone Cold is 6 HP down. Let's go down. SK Rossi last one, right?
SK Rossi, does he expect
No,
to be a second
no.
player? The answer is no. This high ground
Hey,
position, a bit of
what
spam
the
there
heck?
with the Odin.
Odin,
Destrian
man.
does reveal
Spam.
his position. Left down into a 2v4.
Let's go.
Double swing there,
Easy
the weapon
victory.
just not good enough for that job.
Good double face, though. That's what we've been missing.
Now.
That is what we've been missing, and despite the fact that Sender's crosshair placement was immaculate.
Let's go.
Not going to be afforded anything else.
I like the pathing from Global there. I think they found a really nice opening through B-Link. But what on earth was Malsey doing? Flashing with his knife out, running through the smoke.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's a major blunder. And so far, all of the unforced errors have been in Global Esports camp. And that's the first round where we've really seen Vitality make a play and then fumble it completely. But you've got to give credit, the utility pressure from Global was great as they went through B-Link. They pushed Twiston away, they just also got gifted the kill on Mulsey. Can they string together this one opportunity into a decent half here? They still have this Cosmic Divide. A B site hit would be nice, but I think Sender's got the read. He's got nanoswarms in the common plant spots on B.
Yeah. Counter knife is very nice.
Unspotted.
Onto the two players there, so it suppresses them and it pushes them back.
My big problem though is Global are creating no pressure on the other side of the map. Destrian has already been confident enough to just poke his head around A main. Oh, yep, nothing there.
Yep.
And there's 4 players already on the B side. Global need to have a bit more of a spread presence, a global presence, if you will.
Oh my god.
On the map.
So I'm looking for a new co-caster. If you'd like to send in your applications.
I think Pansy's in need at the moment.
Yeah.
Astra.
Okay, so now actually, Global cutting a bit of noise and offering the tiniest of noises and pressure in mid has made the defenders spread out a little bit, but
Now
not
they've got to be
enough.
aware, surely, because look at this reposition. Close to the corner, Sender's there. And is there going to be util to clear them out? Usually there's a Seize that accompanies this push. Lassie does have it available, and they just push forwards. Shorty's in their hands. Right up in the air, inaccurate, still finding the kill. They have been pushed back. But a moment now, you gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me! Oh my goodness. Weakening the players. Still they answer back and into the back of the halls.
Let's go.
It's just a fight being taken. SK Rossi winning it out. Let's claim that area of the map for them. Down to Destrian. What can he do here?
Back.
They're gonna be watching for him.
Destrian.
Aaron tucked behind the box. Just
Come on.
waiting it out.
Come on.
A lot of fights he needs
Come on.
to try.
Converted. Oh.
It's all that pressure. There's no way. Good swing time from Aaron though, but
last one.
left now. Now
Save
2v1. Twiston is running out of time. Exchange there for the rifle. Has one more cloud burst, but that now is Swarm.
Yeah.
Tags onto him.
Crazy.
Health drop down, a bit of random spam. Finds the first kill, but he did not get half on this defuse. Dash enabled. Aaron.
Let's go,
oh my goodness, almost making the play, but salvaged in the end.
Whoa, that is an incredibly close round. But I think Global Esports has done a great job there. Their ability to get into the site and use the Cosmic Divide to get into a favorable post plan, I like that. They're finally being able to string a couple of rounds together, and this is already a good half. 5 rounds on the board. If they can push it to 6, they're really starting to apply the pressure to Vitality. And you're seeing the players get a bit more confident. They're waking up.
Waking up indeed. If they can make this an even half, be beautiful for them. Lovely setup.
A3v3.
This fight is about to take place with the operators. Guess what? Bit of a jet diff occurring right there and then. Actually making a name for himself, honestly, as well as that Korean jet player of 2023. And Twiston has been so far an absolute demon in this series. Shutting him down early. It's going to be quite good for them.
Yeah, taking out the final boss in the early stages is definitely.
Okay, you'll be gone, man. Multi.
There are other players on Vitality that can be just as problematic.
Come on.
Come on.
Hurry!
Yo, the timing there was just so unfortunate. Monier dropping into his Astra form, but now there needs to be some pace. Moving all the way forwards. Can he take control in the back of this side? Oh my goodness.
They're planting in the open.
Just beamed all the way down. Nothing covering them as well from that position. Bone Cold's handed some of the easiest kills of his life. And now the lockdown. Just layer after layer. Pushing the players back, texture just cannot quite get out of there. SK Rossi in that 1v3. The pride of India. But with 25 seconds left, he's put in an impossible task.
We saw Aaron win a 1v3 earlier on to give Global Esports the first pistol
There's
round.
one.
Rossi's got the talent.
Fight being taken, but not much time left into this one. Util just being dumped through and a wall watched for. Destrian knew that time pressure was on, and 7-5 will be that scoreline. Global Esports fighting back in their own way, making it quite respectable.
Yeah, I think that is a respectable half. That's what you're looking for from Global. Apply some pressure. If they can come out with the pistol round win and follow up again, which would be 4 out of 4 pistol rounds, but if they can do it, this is still a really close map.
Yeah, and now a very special halftime as well. Let's throw it down to Yinsu, who's got a special guest for our halftime interview.
That is right, Brandon. and Saisho. I've got Rishi with me,
Hey,
the
Rishi,
co-founder
bye.
of Global Esports. You waited a long time to see your players up on the stage. You know, how does it feel to finally see them play? I see you guys down there supporting them as well.
Yes, it feels amazing. It's crazy. We didn't think we'd get this far, but here we are, playing on the biggest stage in the world.
Yeah, I love hearing you guys cheer for them as well. All of the GE fighting coming on as well. What do you make of their performance so far? That was a really close half.
Yes, it's been okay so far. I know this is usually how the team starts, so even when they're scrimming, the first map is usually the slowest, and then they pick up pace. It's looking so far so good. I think we should be able to pick up and take this map out and hopefully take it to map 3.
Oh, you have faith?
Yes, I have to.
GE fighting
now,
match.
if you could, talk to your players right now, give them a little bit of motivation, what would you say to them right now?
Oh wow, it's easy. GE fighting.
GE fighting?
Yes.
Yeah.
Anything else? Because I feel like a couple of them looked a little bit nervous in the beginning, but they're really picking up the pace now.
No, I think they're okay. A lot of them have experience on stage before, and the people that I was worried about are Monye and Texture because they haven't played on such a big stage before. So I think they're doing pretty good. I think now the team is just getting warmed up. They'll be good.
We're going to get to a map 3. You're promising me this. You're confident?
If not, I'll get you a jersey.
Oh, I'll take it. Okay, let's get a GE fighting at home for the fans that are watching.
Okay, perfect.
GE fighting.
GE fighting.
Yes.
And also shout out to the 300 plus people watching at our watch party in Mumbai.
Oh, okay. I love that. I love that shout out. Thank you so much for joining me. I can't wait to see what they can do in the second half, and I'm going to pitch this back to Saisho and Bren to get it on the way.
GE fighting. That's the key.
Fighting.
That is the key, Josh. The key to victory. And listen,
GE
this map is
fighting,
looking
man.
much better for them in comparison to that first map that we were just watching on Split, where it was very one-sided. You know, when you have new rosters being formed in this fashion, like Global Esports, talent coming from many different directions, different teams as well, different nationalities, there's always a risk that they might just falter on the big stage like this.
Yeah, but heading into this pistol round, it's going to be so important. I think it's almost too much to ask that Global Esports could win 4 out of 4 pistols, but so far they've been good for it. They've had set plays, and I feel like maybe quite a lot of their prep focus has been on winning those pistols. And, you know, they tripped up on Split, they weren't able to convert, but that was a different map. Maybe they were in a different place mentally too. This one's really important.
And so a lot of focus being placed now onto this pistol round, but you already see it. Waves of that utility being used. Hammered into the back of the B side, Twiston up close, and there's that Nano Swarm. Texture just trying to evacuate. He was dropped down low and does fall, but SK Rossi still alive, still in the fight, and he answers back.
Okay, no
2
problem.
kills claimed, making it that much more difficult for them, and still the flank being watched for.
Nice play.
Yeah, controlling that spray down, so watching for the flank. Now it's down to the 2 players of Vitality. Bonko will get this plant off. There's not going to be any pressure applied.
Okay.
So try and disrupt them, but they're with the timing. No one really watching that one.
Okay, yes, go.
Now taking the swings all together. Munyet inside of his astral form, and finally the swing is there from Aaron. The team captain, the IGL, making sure that they can slam dunk once again another pistol round.
Yeah, 4 out of 4 pistols for Global. They look clean in these rounds. They just need to extend it, that kind of focus, to the rest of their game. What a performance. And what a 2K from Rossi as well. This one really crucial to shut down Sender. But the anchoring from Rossi there was very nice. The kill onto Texture, so important. And Brent, I know we've talked a lot about Rossi, but I feel like he's just such a cool player in terms of his backstory and his motivations. And I was watching a recent interview that he had with Yinsu, and he said that he's done well domestically, but that was never his goal. He said, in India, we always worship foreign idols, foreign teams. We never had an Indian team to look up to or an Indian player to look up to because we had no achievements outside our country.
Let's go, Texture, Bobby. Texture is also going great.
I am in a position to change that. This is my moment. I need to do it.
GE.
I mean, that just speaks, I think, to
Let's go.
the way that Global Esports is approaching this game and the way that Rossi's approaching this game. And this is a winnable map for them.
Yeah, so winnable. That importance as well for India as a region. We really have been hammering this point home, but it's a region that's just been marred, I think, by issues with the infrastructure as well. Just really kind of like putting a dampener, I think, on the esports scene. But this is a massive moment. See if they can make the most of it here on this big stage for SK Rossi.
Yeah, can you capitalize? Yeah. And the rest of Global as well. I mean, it's players from all over the place with different backgrounds and different stories, which makes it a really ambitious project.
Yeah, Texture once again.
Picking both of those kills over on A and shutting down one of the biggest threats. A 3v5 for Vitality, surely it's unwinnable, even with the Sheriff potential.
Even with the Sheriffs, I mean, oh my goodness, it's looking a bit awkward.
Azzy, planting.
Nowhere near as awkward as it has been in the prior map. Already just layering into the util.
Oh, gone.
The horn, everything
4v1.
used, multi. Just trying to make it difficult for them, but Texture's watching that angle down.
No,
so
Vitality. 7-7.
Able to win out in that anti-eco round. Not too much damage being done as well to their
Let's
own
go.
economy, so better beginning to this half.
Yeah,
Let's
super
go, lady.
important.
Let's go.
And if you recall last time, round 2, Global Esports barely kept anybody alive, and they had to buy up for round 3, so they didn't get a bonus. With how cleanly Texture dealt with these players, they've got a good bonus round.
Yeah.
So do we see a set strat? Can they damage the Vitality economy? Can they keep some momentum going? For the first time in this entire series, the play is actually in Global Esports' hands.
Battle it's not going to be taking place just yet, but that slow take of A main control from Vitality. Have the rifles, of course. At the same time, that util being sent forwards is just Bonecore with a load. Just trying to make sure that they've got presence, and this time the swing timings are there. They were spaced up, overlapping each other. There was potential for that spray down, but the site going to be gained. So Vitality realizing it's been offered for them.
Look at
and now
Twiston,
the flank timing. Twiston is so pushed all the way into their spawn with the rifle in his hands right now, and it has been cleared, but where's the trade? It's not there!
Oh, that's
Sprays
unbelievable!
them down, and a dash back just to disengage. Wants to play with the rest of his team in his high-low setup. Brutal to try and break through. Texture, in the midst of all of this, that's managed to find himself a rifle, but 2v4, might as well try and play it. A bit of a random spam again, just onto that common angle, means that he gets dealt with, and oh my goodness, the reactions, just dragging that one all the way down, finding the final bullet.
The spray control from Twiston and Malsey was impeccable in that round. And once again, the same as Split, this duo, this relatively unknown duo to the global stage is pounding. Yeah. And if you talk to any fans of EMEA, Twiston and Malsey, they're primed. They're ready to take that next step up to the big stage and show everybody how talented they are. Underrated, but very skilled.
They have just been waiting for that opportunity to showcase what they can do on the global events, on the global stage.
And that bonus round from Global didn't actually do very much damage to the Vitality economy. So...
No Texture.
Flash play! Oh my goodness, that's a little bit awkward.
Oh, Texture didn't take a point of damage, but I don't know how.
Yeah, I mean, just about gets out of there, doesn't he? Still, another pop flash.
Let's go, Money.
Just go, Money. Oh my goodness!
Let's go,
Texture, baby. Circles around them,
got on the kill.
Down, a bit of inaccuracy helping him out, and well, the main choke point also being watched for Texture. A bit more of a defensive position from him, but this round so far just entirely secured up from
Giron.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, I think the biggest player that has improved from map 1 to map 2, and maybe shaken off some of the nerves that Rushi was talking about, is Monye. How many times did we see him push a smoke, take a bad fight, not be there for a trade on Split? And now on Pearl, he is in the right place at the right time more often than not.
The timing of that was just insane.
It was, yeah. I mean, he's playing anti-flash and he swings to help his teammates, sprays them both down. Second kill, maybe a bit of run and gun.
Sender's going to try and do his best to win out that round, but no swings, no easy fights being afforded. And so a prime gaming flawless here for Global Esports. 8-8. Being this scoreline.
That's major.
Yeah.
And Vitality are actually now put in a difficult spot. Their economy is good enough to force, but it will leave them with a bit of a worse setup. How Sender quite beefs that first engagement, I am not sure. Sender should have had the kill on Twiston. Oh, sorry. Sender should have had the kill on Texture 10 times out of 10 there.
Hey, go. What's what in
Mumbai? Out, and now it has pulled out a timeout from Vitality. They're feeling okay. Setting up the heat a little bit. Map 1 was nice and easy for us, but this one is a bit of a different task, and so they feel pressured to take that tax timeout and decide what they want to do.
I think part of the decision will be, do we want to force or not? They can afford 4 rifles, so I think best option is to force in that situation. But Destrian's only going to have a Sheriff. Yeah. So it puts him in a bit of an odd spot, but it's pretty fine to have your Astra play passive on the attack side and mostly just control one area, look for flanks, play the post plant.
There's some good ults that are online for Vitality and are going to be coming online as well. So you have that Nightfall and Lockdown available to them. One away from the no command.
Let's go.
But I think from a
8-8.
tactical perspective, from a strategic perspective, there's not too much that Salah can be talking to them about here, because their explorations through the map have been relatively successful. They just got double sprayed down towards Art. I don't think that's really like something you need to change the macro game plan around.
Here's a fight that's going to be taking place. Again, the Battle of the Jets, you're going to be witnessing this head-to-head. Recall star up close. At least just the star popped actually off the back of that one. And it's
Let's go, Texture, baby.
Open.
Open.
Beautiful
But,
shot from him, just
rifle.
finding the target. Twiston though, playing up close, flash play as well. Let's see if he wants to try and play through this one. A dash forward
Crossy.
into it, and the angle
Let's
not
go.
watched for SK Rossi
Oh.
with the anchoring. Might have just overcooked it though. Tries to take the wider swing, wanted a little bit more, and he is going to be punished.
No.
And that lockdown, Texture just mistiming it.
Okay, doesn't look like Texas is going to get punished, because this would be wild overextension for Sender, but they might catch a rotator, retaker.
Yeah, pushing forward, just trying to take this fight forwards. There's a Prowler, and a whole lot of utility just jumped through.
Let's go.
Texture though, what
Let's
an
go,
answer once more.
GE.
Blade Storm ripped out of his hands, and 4 kills were found in that round. Wonderful, wonderful response. And you know, for as much as we have been highlighting Twiston as that player, as that guy who's just been the spearhead for the entirety of Vitality, just putting up monstrous numbers, Texture finally coming online and finally really just showcasing what he can do.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie, I was worried when he got caught in the lockdown, but they'd already shut down the player that could punish him. I think if Twiston was alive, he would have sought out that duel, but instead Texture allowed to stay alive and pop off. Aaron's happy with that. Texture's not a bad replacement for Cryo
Yeah, apparently.
as a teammate, as a Jet starter setup. Have we seen Vitality on an eco round yet?
I mean, we have when they've been losing these pistol rounds.
Sure.
But
Let's go,
outside of that,
Monyet.
it's unlikely.
I can't quite recall, but
Arsenal, Monyet, come on.
Liverpool have got the
Yes,
best
Monyet
opportunity
gave
they've had.
great damage, Monyet.
Again, Monya though gets a 3K out of that position, even though he's pushed.
Being pressured there by the Stingers as well is a difficult task to really remain unscathed. So the fact that he did get 3 is quite impressive. But they have handed over this rifle to Destrian. But not going to have the players afforded for Vitality to make the most of this one. It's going to have to be, again, heroics and lurk plays maybe. You can see him throwing out the starter just to throw in a bit of subterfuge. But I believe there's an alarm bot just before it. Yeah, so they're just fully aware that he's not going to be pushing through that smoke.
And he was hoping that the smoke would draw more players to A and allow him to get a lurk off, but Bazi was watching that area no matter what.
Yeah.
Doesn't really look like there's going to be an opportunity for Vitality to turn this one around, especially with only 30 seconds, but we've seen them win some crazy rounds so far.
Dash popped off, that's in response to that. Asher Star's just being placed down, and yeah, all down to Destrian, but is contained, taken care of. Global Esports showcasing that they were fully aware of that one, obviously losing prior control a bit in that round. So they have taken the lead in this match. This next round now going to be so important for Vitality. Ton of ults available to them if they wanted to try and swing it around, but Global Esports not even on their map pip. They are finding themselves with a steady lead. The potential is there now to try and take this all the way into that map 3.
And I think that the level that Vitality is playing at is maybe slightly lower than Split, but to me the big difference between map 1 and map 2 is Global Esports stepping up to the challenge. Bit of a fight happening in mid here as Global Esports look like they want to pressure with the operator. Nice shot, again takes that tip of the spear off.
Just able to do that one online apparently.
And now Vitality without the tip of the spear, just left with a stick.
Again, it's a recurring theme, it feels like. Texture just removing that threat of Twiston. The guy is supposed to be leading the charge.
The defensive side probably just favored, you know, in the Jet head-to-head in general, but that's what you absolutely need to do. You can't allow Twiston to just have his way.
Easy. This round gets next round is eco, and that round is our. We are nearly 12, near to 12. Last one round to win.
There's going to be that no command sent through. Watching for the smoke push. No one there, it's going to dissipate. Now a Cosmic Divide as well, and Texture, you got to be kidding me. You can't be trying to push through this one. I mean, Can't use any
No,
abilities
no, 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 no.
whatsoever. Doesn't even have a dash. Does he
Planting.
still want to try and take this one? Plant it out into the
Okay,
open.
cool.
It's a great plant spot.
Yeah.
I think the key player to watch here is going to be Monye.
This timing just being taken into mid. Could be a bit of a backstab play. Prowler goes through the wall as it does fade away. Monye now
On it.
smokes to double
No.
face, and okay. Contained, just that flank, that one play that was happening. Now to Nightfall, scatters his way across, but it's that 3v3. Bazzi sticking it, does manage to get half. The shot, not fired, but eventually they deal with him. But has enough been done for them? The smoke again fading away. Texture sticking it now with the cloud burst, but eventually enough shots fired off into the cloud burst that they find their mark. And Vitality is a little bit squeaky that round, but they do eventually claim it.
I think, though, the strengths of Vitality's post-plan would win them most of the time that round.
Yeah.
The fact that they control art so heavily, and this kill here, to me, just closes the round out. Because without any pressure, they have 3 players holding this angle, and the spike is just right in the open, right in front of them. Unless the spray misses miraculously and someone gets a full diffuse off, they've got this.
Whoa!
And there's the punish! I was wondering if anybody would try and pull that out. It is such a dangerous position to opt from when your opponent has knives.
For exactly the reason that we just saw. And now that jet head-to-head, that battle that's taking place between these two players. Twiston, he answers back, doesn't he? Gets up to 20 kills on it.
Let's go, Twiston is gone.
Dash was just about fading, he couldn't get out of there.
And that was a really bold angle to be taking. The defenders have the advantage there almost all the time. And this lockdown is so early from Aaron. Monye can't overheat.
Offsetting of the movement, do they want to try and punish this? They know where he's going to be isolated. Jump peak going to be spotting him out. Bazzi has to try and bail him out here. Util drop forwards, there we go. Swing is just perfect. Fragment nade did rebound against the wall and take out Monye, but Global Esports was showing that discipline, but they have offered up the entirety of A now. This lurk timing from Sender. He has managed to find his way deep to the back of A.
Okay,
Lombo though is going to be revealing that a position is compromised. So
Fight in mid. There's something going on here. Destrian
what is occurring?
clashing with Aaron. They're walking back to back.
Yeah, I mean, just right down into sewers, watching it. Timing needs to be the trade. Bazzi contains. Push into the corner. The position is known. The flick of the wrist is there, but is there time? That is the question. He's going to be sprinting all the way with a knife out now.
Rossi has nade.
And it's not really planted. A quick tap of it right out into the open. It should be a slam dunk. Indeed it is. SK Rossi. Safe hands from him. So that 11th round is going to be claimed now here for Global Esports. One step closer.
Something we haven't even mentioned thus far, Brent, too, is that Global Esports, from what we've been told, were not intended to play with this roster. They were intended to play with Ronski on the team.
Yeah.
And so Global Esports have like a 7-man rotating roster, but they had found the core that worked for them and were forced to pivot coming into this event. And the fact that they are now on the precipice of going to a 3rd map and taking the game to Vitality, a Dark Horse squad from EMEA with a lot of skill on the roster, this is already impressive. Yeah. Already impressive. Global Esports, though, need to keep their foot on the gas. You can't allow Vitality to come back into it, and Vitality are going to have opportunities.
That's going to be their aim with this timeout.
Yeah, this next round though, they're taking the timeouts whenever they've got a force.
Famous Global, yay.
Their economy is really poor here, Vitality. They can afford like a rifle or 2, but it's not great. So I think Salah's going to be saying here and having the final decision on whether or not they play for overtime. I don't know what you would do in this spot. This is so tough.
It's a really hard ask, isn't it? It seems like what they are opting into is half bite. Rifle in the hands of Twiston might just be good enough.
Yeah, it's a hero rifle.
Yeah, but the bunny's running so low, and there's no ultimates to work with either. That's all in the camp of Global Esports. You look at that, so many tools to try and offset whatever might get thrown at them.
Global Esports are going to be pushing up B long, but that's going to open an avenue on the map for Twiston. And with Twiston having the hero rifle, he's the player to watch here.
Come on.
Trying to carve out a path for them, but Texture watching this one. Operator tries to go for the flick.
Yes,
now
go.
being pressured, and Sender wasn't watching the right angle. Still, Texture is under a lot of pressure right now, just being flooded in. And
Let's go.
position,
Two kills.
still,
Goal,
how does he
goal,
claim
goal.
a second kill? It is even though, 3-3.
But now they've got rifles.
And yeah, they have exchanged the weaponry around. Spike needs to be
That's
taken. That is
huge.
such a massive one to win.
Because that also gives up the entire part of the map that the spike's been planted for. Destrian has an awful position here. He's not going to meet anybody. He's going to stay alive, but he can't spam the plant.
The war blocks him away. SK Rossi with a flank timing, just impeccable. Bone Cold not expecting it. And this task ahead of Destrian, just to try and salvage this, it's an impossible one. Doesn't have any util. Not going to be watched for. Either side swinging back and forth, and SK Rossi finalizes it. And Global Esports now on the precipice. One more round is what's going to stand between them and bringing this to map number 3.
Their defense side has been so impressive on this map. 4 out of 4 pistols won, but also starting to get the rifle rounds really working. Textures coming alive. Monya playing really well too. And even when the rounds are getting dangerous, they're finding the punishes and clearing these areas of the map out really well. One more round required, and we head to Lotus.
VAT,
same VAT. Don't even get us started. Big clash over B main.
Massive fight being taken, and the flash is good for it. All the players just out of position. SK Rossi, he's swinging wide right now. He's being forced back and forth. Flick at a wrist, it misses. Texture doesn't land the shot. This is painstaking right now. They've already lost it, but it is that 1-for-1.
But I think Rossi panicked a little bit. He used his ultimate in the midst of all of this. Maybe just to try and keep himself alive. That's a big tool.
Util, yeah, it was a big tool. Not
One Erin. Okay, very nice. Crazy quick fire.
Doesn't pay for it with his life, but util was cleared out. His turret now.
What a reading, man. Crazy read.
Physically himself doesn't have that util. Does have his back being watched though.
And swamp. Let's go, swamp. Let's go. Let's go.
And it has
Great damage.
Split them up. SK Rossi right in the corner. Does he realize finally spots it? Spike drop down.
Okay.
And now the re-swing.
Oh, yeah, global. Global.
With his country represented India.
What
Taking them all the way now
comeback,
to map
boy.
number 3 in this series.
Moteru mamu miro gadi. Moteru.
What a mad win, and what an emphatic way to do it at the end. Pearl belongs to Global Esports, and Vitality
karo re, emote karo re. Instant karma bolte re.
Completely asunder there, not expecting to give that map up.
Yes.
And I have no clue how Lotus is
emote
going to go. It's
Are
going to be the most
Vitality.
unpredictable way to end the series
Bro,
possible between these two
where is your
squads.
shoe, bro?
But I'm so glad that Global Esports woke up after a shockingly poor display on Split. But they finally demonstrated what they're actually capable of.
Yeah, overcoming an absolutely massive obstacle, but we will be heading to map number 3, and we're going to take a short break. On the other side of things, of course, continuation of the series.
Yeah, going nasty.
Spike carrier kill. One
Crazy. One. Come on, boy. Lol. What a run. Literally. Great. fighting. Oh wow. Crazy. Ting, ting, ting. CEXSI12. CE baby. CE baby. Lotus. As Rishibai said, GE is going for the next round, baby. GE is going for the next round, baby. GE. 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 I'll just do that. Commentators, tell that he is not getting good coordination, no experience. Lol, bhai. ఓకే ఓకే అరే జీరా రే ఏమనుకున్నావు వాడు ఎమోట్స్ చేసిండు షో చేసిరు వైటాలిటీ అయితే అసలు వేరే లెవెల్ షో వైటాలిటీ ఫస్ట్ మ్యాచ్ గెలవంగానే ఓ పెద్ద స్మూడు సాగుతున్నా ఇది కుప్ప పెట్ట అది పెట్ట అనుకుంటా కామెడీ అసలు అమ్మో అమ్మమ్మమ్మమ్మ మరీ ఘోరం భయ్యా तुम कमेंटर्स क्या बोल रहे?
What he said in their scrims, they do often drop that first map. They start off a little bit slow, and then they heat up, and then they take the scrim from there. And that might just be what we're looking at.
Yeah, and you know, also, well, the pride of India, right at the end of the game there.
Pride of India,
SK
obviously
Rossi
pride of India,
doing
SK
it
Rossi.
big on the world stage, and I'm sure everyone in Mumbai was watching and losing their mind with this, because this young man, we know the skill is there, Mimi, and this was the moment where I really felt like, hey, SK Rossi, welcome to the VCT.
Oh,
Yeah, again, look back
oh
at
yeah.
map number 1. He was whipping some easy shots on the stage. Comes into this one and individually is feeling it. And you see how much it means to him. But also, from that watch party that you're talking about, it means so much to the Indian fans. This is the first time that entire subcontinent of so many millions of people has had someone to represent them at an international VALORANT tournament, and it is paying off.
Yeah, it is a wonderful thing to see. But let's go ahead, though, and move into our last map here. We're going to map 3, folks, and it's going to be Lotus. We've been talking a lot about global esports, and they certainly deserve their moment. But let's talk about the fact that Vitality were flustered coming out of that game, and now you're going into, well, an unknown commodity yet again with Lotus.
I mean, it went from easy breezy, shrugging, saying, I don't know what these guys are doing, them feeding each other, miming feeding each other at the end of the map, to just looking completely lost in that second half. But now we go to Lotus, and we have to once again say, what is going to happen?
Prime Gaming Agent Select is about to take place here, and you see what the players have hovered before. Harbor from the Strain, maybe? That could be nice.
I would like to see that one out of Destrian. It looks like if they do go through with it, it would be a solo controller answer to this map. For GE, they're going for kind of a simple comp. You see this on a lot of maps. The Omen there is a kind of the double dive with texture on that jet. But from the other side, Vitality go for the fade raise. They're going to be good on their defense at gambits. They're going to be good at stalling out, retaking with that harbor wall as well. But it's a solo controller. A lot of pressure is going to be on that harbor player.
Absolutely.
Well, here we go, folks. Map 3, one more to decide who moves forward in this competition. Let's go ahead and send it right back over to Brennan Sideshow. Hope you guys are having a good time.
Certainly am, yeah. This series is delivering so far. And yeah, this final map going to be deciding who moves forward and who goes home. Between Vitality and Global Esports. So far, back and forth, honestly. And now we're heading to Lotus, honestly. Even more unknowns. We didn't know anything before we were heading into the series about these two teams. We had rough glimpses, I suppose, of Vitality from the off-season. But now we really don't know what to expect.
I mean, just nothing. You can look at how you expect the compositions to work, but we've seen a range of different comps have a lot of success on Lotus. So I don't know who to give the advantage to
this fight. A lot of early pressure, it looks like, from Global Esports towards A main. There's going to be a fault line there, nice and early, through the connector. The goal of this is just to try and contain this space towards A main. An instant response, though, look at this. Vitality willing to pivot, taking it. Control of B main, actually, and now going to be using the wall to just rotate her all the way around. Try and claim a free side onto C. A lot of util being dumped into the back of it just to clear it out, making sure that if anybody is there, they're going to be scurrying away, but it is going to be afforded now a free plant, but it's flank timing. Oh my goodness!
Yeah.
Punishing this one, still running backwards, backpedaling from Sender.
It's a good paranoia.
Yep, it was good. Caught onto him there, and now this pressure
is
really on them. Sender needs to come up with the goods and just can't quite deliver it. Taking an awkward fight there, awkward engagement, and the spike's been dropped down. Vitality were getting ahead of themselves. They took complete control of the
Spike down.
the back of the spawn ahead of time, thinking it was just going to be over for them.
How do they get the spike back now?
Yeah, I mean, how do you play retake?
How do you get the spike back now?
Available to them other than the wall from
Commentators lol.
Splitting up the site now.
Aha.
Just swinging all the way through. No fear
Talk boy.
whatsoever.
No talk boy.
Consistency that we've seen time and time again from Global Esports, winning another pistol round.
Yeah.
I need an emote boy. I need an emote.
Global Esports. And on top of that, I feel like the way that they're abusing the frenzy is giving them so much success. A lot of frenzy usage in these pistol rounds, and the big flank there, catching the planter completely unaware.
Vitality lol.
No idea that they've given up their own spawn. And I'm not even worried about this round. Probably shouldn't say that.
Yeah, what a way to curse it.
But I'm not worried about this round because Global Esports, since Pearl, just feel like they've fixed that issue.
Let's go, spike down with
it. Spike going to be dropped down to the corner. Late lurk from Bone Cord.
Oh.
Real damage. damage here.
No.
Okay.
I'm worried.
You should be worried, Josh.
I'm worried again.
Yeah, listen. Gonna get the entire ire of India on you as well if you keep this one up.
It wasn't. It wasn't my fault.
Well, kills are offered up. 3-3 still in this round now. 3 versus 3, I should say. And now slowing it down a little bit here for Vitality, making sure that they wait it out.
I think Vitality's composition is
54
usually going
seconds.
to have
Okay.
a lot of
Okay.
utility. But in these early
Oh,
rounds,
Spectre
they
is
can't afford all
gonna
of it, obviously. So Global Esports should have opportunities to get much better retakes.
See guys,
half
see.
compared to later.
Okay.
The question is just whether
I think they'll go C
Sender
now.
lands a headshot or Bone Cold finds a pick.
Okay, kids are going C.
The Global
I didn't.
Esports players are not going to have any idea whether Vitality have pushed deep. Because they're miles away.
Content it all the way up. It's always awkward, honestly, retaking this C site when you don't have any control of the inner workings of the map, the connectors, because you really do have to clear everything carefully. You don't know if they could have pushed up. You can see Aaron.
Okay.
Making sure it's a slow
Rossi and Aaron. Bazzi. PV3.
Time is going to tick, but
Bash.
Vitality again have no util, so no post-plant ability.
Flash to push them through. One player holding it water there. That's Bone Cold.
Let's go one.
Fight this one, and
Let's go two. Let's go three.
Could happen. Running gun.
Let's go,
in action,
boy.
but Aaron,
GE.
he will win out the fight eventually. Drop down to 17 health, but listen, not as clean as we've seen, at least from Pearl being able to convert those anti-ecos, but it does get converted nevertheless.
There was no need to be worried.
Let's go.
Of course, yes.
There was no need to be worried.
Guys, don't flood my DMs. It's fine.
But
Arre.
yeah, Global Esports, really important that they convert that one. And Aaron has been a rock for them to hold on to.
GE.
It was Texture and Monye really dominating map 2. But Aaron was there solidly the whole time, and he pulls them through in another pistol. Yeah. Just like he did to open split.
Okay, okay. Okay. They buy total.
Next round. So Global Esports not opting to buy into the rifles. It's a much weaker buy from them, just continuing the bonus, keeping it going. Seeing what they can get done. A lot of util being used though, and that flash. Oh my goodness. Up close. Corralled into the corner, slowed all the way down. Twiston making a Vandal look like a phantom. On yet though, up close. Oh my. Trigger discipline, just can't quite find a second shot.
Could have been everything, couldn't it?
Yeah, makes it dangerous for them though. Jump peek, SK Rossi taking it again. There's a bit of a Marshall moment. Gun is quite good, by the way.
Any damage done here is actually huge. Rossi could give his team a phenomenal advantage in round 4.
So how does he want to play this one? I mean, he hoovered up the rifle in his hands right now with his Phantom. And he should be playing for the kills, like you said, Josh.
Yeah, I think he wants to be playing pretty aggressively. I don't think saving the rifle here is the right move. But looks like he just wants to take a cautious approach. And that's going to let Twist and Bone Cold Multi, that's going to let those guys off the hook.
Yeah. Maybe not willing to give them potentially any easy kills. Multi is 2 away from his ult, so
yeah, there's always
play close to it.
Okay, Spike is planted.
Yeah. 3 away from Bone Colds and Twistons, so.
And there's a lot of ways to play for ult ops on this map. But still, okay. SK Rossi taking the safe approach there. A Vitality, that means that they're going to be able to get a decent buy, but I think this breach flash where you just saw Twiston follow up,
ఇక్కడ 2 kills
that
వచ్చుంటే
clearly was
easy
not
ఉంటుంది.
accounted for by Global Esports. No. So they need to adjust to that. If they're going to commit so many bodies to try and control A, you can't just allow all of you guys to get flashed and stuck in a corner. That was a massive miss. Texture with an operator in his hands though was
Monet with
such
an
a
Odin.
major win condition on Pearl. And here we see it again.
Yeah, might be just that. Once more, that is a heavy stack though from Global Esports. Look at that. Essentially leaning 4 of their players over. Obviously the connector still being played as well by or by Bazzi, I should say. And they are once again pushing up off the back of this drone.
Okay,
This prior though, they did this in a pistol round, so it should be contained and aware. And look at this Vitality. Oh, they've got all 4 of their players ready for the approach, but it is just an absolute slaughter back and forth.
Let's go. GG win, boy.
Vitality have called an immediate
GE
pivot into
game.
C.
This is
But
GE
that's
game.
the game plan from Aaron. He wants them to run into the nano swarms.
Look at this angle. Operator in his hands, Texture.
Let's go. 2 kills. Oh,
Clearance isn't good.
no.
Oh my goodness, the
Let's go.
spacing.
Texture.
Just good enough. Still a bit of damage done there through the Warbone Code.
Easy,
Dropped
easy,
down
easy.
to 5 health. The damage is being done now in this 2v3. Still, you can't afford to give up too much. Paranoid
Okay,
play. Twisted
easy.
tries to just spam the angle that he was expecting.
He's gone,
Playing a
boy.
swing through him.
Nothing can be done.
Left down onto
5 HP.
1v3. Bone Cold will have to really pull out all the stops to be trying to win this
Bye-bye.
one, and it's just not possible.
Bye
Not
bye.
the resources available
On
to
it,
it. So
baby.
Global
Nice one,
Esports,
baby.
really good options, really good ideas as they're heading into this defense side.
Arey, man.
Yeah, I
Check
think that
over
round was
it.
fantastic.
One day.
I mean, the triple stack from Global Esports on one side of the map, driving the Vitality players into Nanoswarms and the Operator on the other side. That is really good. And also, the small mistakes that we were seeing from Global before, where they would line up and give easy spray downs and not be there supporting each other, a lot of that has gone away. Almost
Spray
all of
downs?
it.
What are you
And
talking about?
because of the
Global
weird
Esports spray downs?
situation that Vitality's economy is in, they're almost baited into force buying again. They've had 2 back-to-back rounds where Global Esports has the advantage in the economy. This is scrap metal that
Another
Vitality
clash,
are working with.
That's what's going to be happening here towards the A side of the map. That's done. The fault line is there. And yeah, with a bit of spam through the doors, and when an Odin's in your hands, I mean, that thing can seem like paper. Still, the fight needs to be taken. You've got to be careful. You don't want to give away too much.
No.
What's going to be offered for them? Well, has to dodge that flash, and as he does, it creates that opening.
It's the same breach flash ruining Global Esports' control over A, and it's opened up a gap for Twisted.
No.
Oh, yeah, and just with the door opened up, that one connector, the prior fight being taken, lurks his way in. This is all but over for Global Esports. I mean, Texture's doing a lot, just very disciplined there as he just tries to slowly pick up onto this angle, even a crouch peek as well. Nade pushing them back. I think if you are Global Esports, just want to be saving the weapons that you got here. Don't want to be giving away the Operator.
Yeah, if they can play exits, that would be beneficial, just to keep damaging Vitality's economy. But this map, you can just exit everywhere.
It's a lot offered for them, but just to talk about this round that actually ended up happening as well, a recurring thing that we've seen, like you said, Josh, that breach flash that's not being dealt with when they fight over that A main control.
It's
I think
devastating.
Vitality's comp is much better at fighting for that early A main pressure.
They have a lot more utility that they can throw into that area, and also, I feel like whether it's players getting blinded or players having to turn away, that breach flash is ruining them. And it might be something where Texture wants to pre-cloudburst the area. Just so
to block it off.
Yeah, just to block it off, so that when the flash pops, he doesn't have to worry about it. You just saw it there in the replay. It blooms kind of really high in the defender's sight line, but you could cloudburst that if you can predict the timing of it.
It's difficult.
Or alternatively, have somebody play
Okay.
kind of
3
in
health,
sight position
4
so that they're
health.
anti-flash.
Okay.
And they can swing, but the angles are awkward.
So we step ourselves now into this round here, round 6.
Let's go. 1. Yes. Nice
Swing
one.
at the
1.
Prowler. Oh, that's dealt with. Twiston. Well, there wasn't too much else behind that one. Maybe just a little bit late with the stun that should have been coming, but
I like this Odin idea from Monye. It is working.
a lot of warbang angles on this map in particular. Saw Cloud getting good usage of it actually earlier in the tournament. A couple of Guardian kills, but it's an interesting round because the ultimates are building up on either side. A lot of tools to work with. You might start to see some of them offloaded.
3 players on the B site, and if Bone Cold gets his breach ult in there, those guys will not be able to hold on. It is a tiny choke point though, so risk reward maybe not quite in Vitality's favor. Wow. Lockdown being used here seems strange to me because Aaron's still going to be able to back up and pop his nanoswarms off.
It's quite interesting.
And he has a
Let's
counter
go.
lockdown, so is
Crazy.
this all just a fake to
1+1.
hit B with the breach ult or the nightfall?
Looks like there might be a pivot in play yet. There's a Nightfall. Moves them back. No more audio cues from Munyet. And there's a Rolling Thunder. That's used in response. Global Esports pushing them back, but still pushing their way through. Aftershock into the corner. It's going to be causing it to be a little bit more awkward, and time is running so damn low now. The wall's still blocking off these sightlines. Plant's going to go down, and no one really disrupting this up
Let's go.
close to the wall. Texture does cover
Let's
it.
go.
And it has to be heroics. It has to be now. One after
No,
the other.
no,
The double
no, no.
swing, not spacing themselves out, and it is just crumbling before them.
No,
What was an opening?
man.
What was an opportunity for Global Esports to at
Texture
least
to
turn that in their
location.
favor? It just crumbles. The same errors we were talking about in map number 1, just rearing their heads there.
Oh,
Oh.
and that's a
Nick
4v2.
around.
A 4v2 retake, I think. where it all just fell to pieces. Texture did such a good job at hitting the first one onto Destrian, but then this kind of crouch peek play from Bazzi is no bueno.
Yeah, not too good, but
And set Sender up for a 4K, holding on, and Vitality now powered up.
so forcing Global Esports down to that eco. Texture one away from his Blade Storm. It's a heavy stack over towards A. This time, not willing to fight over some of that A main pressure, so they've realized the mistake prior. They're like, okay, well, we don't really have the util to go pound for pound and try and fight for that control, so we'll give it up.
If they can sniff out the A stack though, the rest of the map is so weak from
yeah,
Global's defense.
wide open. You see this positioning being played by Aaron. I mean, he was behind just the bank of sand there, but has to give it up. He does hear that util being used into the front side of B.
Uh-oh, the spike is returning over to A. Global Esports haven't moved an inch.
As he's holding his full line, I think. Maybe off a bit of util, but revealing a couple of these players, fault line, and a nade as well.
Okay, the pivot into B here makes more sense to me, I think.
Yeah, a lot has been showcased so far, I think. Global Esports making it quite obvious that they've stacked this, so now
Okay.
to B.
B.
Should be a free plant, yeah, especially with the cove. It's going to be blocking any potential damage. Obviously, the position isn't even there in the first place, but playing for this retake, I think narrow sight lines, narrow angles as well. Could see that the pistols get a bit of work done. Dart pushes the players back now, and Vitality feeling the pressure. It's definitely on. Shorty right up close and personal. Still Twiston lurks his way around, and no one is dealing with this guy at all. Shorty in play. That's going to be that slam dunk. Looking like it could have got a bit dangerous, but no. Vitality win it out. 4 players remaining alive.
And I think at this point in the game, after 7 rounds have been played, Vitality should have a really good read of how Global Esports are playing their defense. And this is where a good attack side caller or a good coach is going to be able to give you a lot of other good ideas for the rest of the rounds. And something that strikes me is that Twiston hasn't been double blast packing into C very much. We saw players do that a lot in some of the previous games on Lotus. I mean, Jing comes to mind, but there were a bunch of other people doing it.
Yeah.
But he has his Raze ult. There's only really been Aaron holding the C site early on. I feel like that's incredibly abusable. And Global Esports have taken a timeout here, but that also allows Salah to talk to Vitality. And I'm concerned because Global's defensive plan doesn't look too bad, but they're putting a lot of resources into fighting A lobby, and they're still losing that. So that weakens the rest of the map whilst not even allowing them to hold A lobby.
Yeah.
It's not like, it's not a bad idea, but they don't have the tools to really execute the plan.
Well, one of the best looks that they have showcased so far, at least, is putting that operator in the hands of Texture. Because, honestly, one of the weaknesses of Vitality's comp, I will say, is that this Harbor, this solo controller, you can't smoke just A main and fake that you're pressuring A main. So an operator is really powerful from long sidelines.
Counterpoint, what if SK Rossi on Sova ops?
I mean, that is, okay, hello India, I'm ready for it.
Escrows and
Let's go.
swaps,
I mean, sure.
lol.
Why not?
Very unusual. He's
Let's
probably going to
go.
have to send out a recon dart early for some control and then operate. But, I mean, look at Vitality. I think they're going to go for the play that I talked about. Double blast pack with the Raze ult into C.
Util being dumped through, so control of A.
Okay, they're going C.
Immediately
Enjoy.
pivoting. They know that they're pushing up a lot of the player base. Now you can see a lot of the team of Vitality. Dumping a bit of utility through, and now you see it reckoning in a showstopper. Great combination. Clears out the site entirely. And this ult is a little bit
Really
awkward there from SK Rossi. Yep, dashing away just to avoid that showstopper rocket that was flying right towards their spawn. But
and one of the problems is, I mean, if SK Rossi had ulted as the plant was going down, then maybe they don't get that one off.
Timing. Oh my goodness, the lurk. Oh, it's all just a bit hidden, isn't it? Monyet. Be able to be aware of this, not quite. Sender's reflank has just been brutal for them. Backstabbing them. Moving forwards though, Aaron does deal with this one. Now how does this retake happen? A lot of util, aftershock into the corner. SK Rossi moving up as the operator. Does he suspect the player is close? Time is running low. Texture trying to stick this now. The raw spam, the random spam. Trying to go for the quick scope, half onto the defuse. No one's dealt with Twiston. And he was just that extra layer that they needed.
Why?
Good
One more.
execution from Vitality. Nice
ఏం
post-plant
కాదు
play as well.
వస్తుంది
And
comeback
Global
వస్తుంది
Esports finding it very difficult to
comeback will
retake
be
with an
coming
offense
man
of,
comeback will be
Rossi,
coming
the kind of setup here makes it really difficult. That post-plant spot that is miles out in the open. And they're able to get that plant down because there was nobody on C. They're leaving C open super early in the rounds. I think you're probably going to see something similar here from Vitality. If they try and go towards A and they meet too much resistance, pivot C, get a plan.
Yeah, they just want to fight over this one. Again, the double flashes up into the top corner. This time, no texture.
Let's go.
He does have the Blade Storm, and yet backing him up. Paranoia now, going to be ripping through, and it does.
Let's go
Handle
Monyet.
a couple of the targets.
Nice one.
All that util being dumped forwards. Going to be able to win out this
Two are
fight.
down 4 with
Question is, can they
3
fight and claim over this next rifle? They're
ah
just
no
trying
no
to
no
take
no
the
no
battle to them.
Monyet okay rifle is
Making it
control
awkward.
Yeah,
planting
they
B
trade a kill but get 2 rifles for it, so it's still good for Global Esports. Double Vandal, 3v3 retake. Vitality are favored for sure, and they've got nice post-plant positions, but it's winnable for Global Esports.
It becomes really hard to try and clear out. Players were holding close.
Multi's
Multi's
given away
position.
where he is.
no
Yeah, it's revealed. On a
Bossy.
headshot angle though, there's not going to be a re-swing. Dart push back now. Has to be aware that there could be a push, but time again starting to run low. These post-plant positions. They got to know that there are a few
No,
players
no, no.
there holding
I don't
in.
know.
The timing. Someone needs to start sticking this. Where are the protocols? Where are the layers? A tap onto the spike, but it's just so difficult to try and win out now. And
let's go
left up to Aaron. Will claim a rifle in the middle of all of this one, but another round
yeah
tallied up now for Vitality. They're going to be getting 6 on the board.
And this is where Global Esports needs to change up the defensive setup. I mean, you can't just do the same thing every time and expect it to work when Vitality have got the read. I think you need to be putting pressure. Maybe you fight Sand this round, or maybe texture ops towards C this round, or you go for, you know, a stack towards B and play retake A. I don't know. There are different options here, but the point being that they need to shift. Vitality have got the read currently. So you see it happen, actually. And it looks like Texture is going to be set up with the operator on C. But they've still got the Killjoy utility behind that. Might have been better off putting Aaron on B. But this is a new team, and I'm sure Aaron's scrambling to come up with the adjustments early.
Oh my goodness, Bazzi, given the timing, you can't still be taking that fight, though. He does back away with the aftershock, so early kill found. Pretty vital target as well in the form of Twiston, but an instant rotation now by Vitality. They noticed that that early utility wasn't being used towards A main. Chances are they're not playing it, but SK Rossi gets some really good mid-round information, and that drone spots at least 2 of the players.
And there's 3 players ready to defend A.
Yeah, swarming back onto the site.
no
Operator, Texture pushing forwards, that's a risky maneuver.
And he missed the shot.
Yeah, mistimed, risky timings, and there was a gap into the smoke. The spam is just not being afforded, is it? No angles to really play for, and the operator's going to be salvaged, picked up, backed away. Global Esports forced to save for another day.
Vitality looking clean. I like the pivots as they move around the map. I think one of the big things that Boncold's done well here is make his team quick to react to things. When they realize that there's pressure in one area of the map, they're very fast to immediately group and hit somewhere else. They're not trying to play the clock, they're just trying to play the rotations. Make sure they get easy access to sites. Global Esports had the read though, it just... Vitality overwhelmed them as that sloppiness came back into their play.
Yeah. Trying to play retake there. I mean, maybe it's different if Texture ends up landing a shot. This could be really dangerous.
no
With a no-scope, he can't even save the weapons into it.
No, that's brutal.
Yeah.
Absolutely brutal. Not only do you lose all of your weaponry, but Vitality didn't have to use their Breach ultimate or their Killjoy ultimate. They still have 2 enormous tools to win another round. On C, on B, you know, wherever they want to use them, maybe a post plant A. Yeah, there are just so many options on this map for how you want to work the ults.
Steadily gaining a lead. Obviously, the map has found itself to be quite attack-sided so far at lock-in.
Yeah, so I
Could
guess...
bode well, I suppose, for Global Esports, but
How many
honestly,
rounds do Global Esports need?
yeah, I mean,
4 in the pistol?
4 in the pistol, I think,
Maybe.
might be the minimum, but we'll see. Still early days, still a new map, a lot of unknowns, but half by, that's what Global Esports have been forced down to, and it's pretty obvious this pressure. That's a paranoia, but doesn't catch all of it, and the Horn has to be dealt with, which resets the aim of Texture. He can't even get a kill out of it. Nano Swarms down low into the corner. That nade, Aaron forced out wide into the open. Doesn't pay for it with his life. Could spam the common angle, but no, there's a cove in the way, so even the bullets would be blocked. Quite interesting though, he has managed to lurk his way into a slight timing. But all this util, just slowing him down. Lovely siege just to delay this one. Phone call as well. Right at the back. Angles are being watched for and played for. Even that lockdown, but no, they just wade right into that common angle.
And I think at this point, the defensive ideas are reeking of desperation.
Yeah.
Global Esports with an attempt at a sand crunch, but no one was pushing on C.
Bit half-baked.
Very half-baked, yeah. Needed more time in the proof and draw. Sad deflated. But if Global Esports can get this round, their dominance in the pistols might be able to carry them through to still making a map out of this. But it's the same idea again, the same pressure. Let's see if the breach flash from Bone Cold works.
Yeah, already to flash over the top. Texture dashing forwards. There is a dart in play. No one was dealing with this one. And yet again, okay.
Bazzi used his ult
element.
there.
Yeah, that was an ult to push them back. I mean, have to use the smoke, I suppose, just to plot the course all the way into B. You can see the players have already taken up all this space. The spike, though, out in the open. Bazzi just needs to contain this. But they could be anywhere right now. Nightfall now being used for a fight towards A main. Smoke's going to be fading any minute now.
Let's go.
And a fight being taken and
Let's
won
go.
right now. Global Esports.
GE.
They shut that one down. Have to be aware. Bazzi backing
Yeah,
away.
let's go.
Big timing. Twiston's
It's
position
on
known,
me.
but now it's all down to Sender. Still, looks like it should be an easy one for Global Esports.
Yeah, I think the spike being down made all the difference. Trade offer. We take A, you get the rest of the map. Normally not a good trade, but when the spike is down and there's nowhere to pivot,
That's nice.
Global Esports have the advantage. Good double face, making sure Sender doesn't have a crumb of it. And they're 4-8 at the half. Could this still be winnable for Global?
The potential is there. Like we said earlier, it is a bit more of an attack-sided map from what we've seen so far at the tournament, but probably going to need the pistol round as we head into that second half. That's going to be the big
Rossi
question.
only
But
3
before we
kills.
even get into any
Okay.
of that, the first half is done and dusted. Let's send it down to the desk to break it all down.
Thank you so much, fellas. And it was definitely a great half there for Vitality, especially at the closeout, Mimi. I mean, just under.
Goes on. 4-8. Let's see what's gonna happen. Flashes all in flashes. GES and the contain Global Esports X SAQL cavity GES. Question. Oh my. వీళ్ళ కన్ఫ్యూజ్ స్ట్రీమ్ చేస్తున్నారు ముగ్గురు ఒకటేసారి కృష్ణమాంబ అండ్ మోటల్ అదర్ బాయ్స్ అరే అందరు కలిసి చేస్తున్నారు షూట్లో ఉన్నారా ఏంది అమన్ సోలో ఓకే అంకిత అండ్ సిడ్ ఓ సిడ్ బాయ్ Let's go. Global score won every pistol round so far. Yeah. Global Esports, Jordan
So
what?
far for Global Esports with these pistol rounds, and now potentially one of the most important ones they've ever played coming up.
Almost looks like fake pressure towards A, but they are going to follow the flash recon play. They least initially here, Vitality have taken sand.
Nano swamps ఉన్నాయి భయ్యా nano swamps ఉన్నాయి.
Deep position there onto C, and that's pressure being again just
Okay.
flooded through now into this B site. Sender. Oh, this smoke is just a little bit off in terms of the angle. Tried to take an early fight. Doesn't know if they pushed him. Backed away. The
Let's
plan's gonna
go.
get off, and this
Aaron,
repush. They don't quite claim too many more kills, but Destrian falling is a big one.
This is wonky now though, because Vitality control every other part of the map. They're going to ambush Global Esports.
Let's go.
Reflank the post
Let's go.
plants. There needs to be some plays
3v4.
being made, and guess what, Munyet?
Let's go.
Steps
Let's
up to
go.
the plate. Handsome and easy kill in the form of Bone Cold. Aaron's
Let's
reflank
go.
is
Oh my
everything,
Another one.
but doesn't buy
Let's
this time.
go,
Just backs away.
boys.
One bullet and it does the
GG.
job.
Oh, flanks on flanks for Global Esports.
The IGL just doing the most right now for them.
Let's go.
Last play,
Flawless.
Twiston is finished, and that's
How have
6
they
for
done
6.
Flawless.
On the pistol round.
Flawless.
Beautiful stuff, and it sets off Global
Flawless.
Esports on the right foot to try and get even in this final
Flawless.
map.
Flawless.
Even if Global Esports end up going out of this tournament in the first round, I think they've showcased that their pistol rounds at a minimum can make matches happen.
One enemy remaining.
Eraser, the head coach, and Aaron, the IGL, have cooked up some really cool stuff. First flank there was good. The pushing the spawn was a nice idea too. It's not simple. There are layers. Okay, are they aware that Twiston went for this push before? Because Vitality are doing the same thing again.
Okay.
Close done.
Let's go.
He wants
One.
to clear it. Yeah,
Let's go
stumped
two.
up. There was a crossfire.
Good work.
Almost taken off the head of Azzy, but yeah, they show a lot of patience with clearing that one.
We saw Carmen Core run the same
Okay.
kind of play with XMS and Navira. And
No, no,
that
no.
one worked
Wazi,
a treat.
please.
Some
On it.
good play from Global Esports to clear that out. What is this?
Yeah, that's a very
The
interesting goal.
Harbor Circle of Doom.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of angles, I
Let's
suppose,
go.
that a player could be wading in and out of, but
Another
Paranoia
flawless.
rips
Another
across,
flawless.
so
Let's go, boy.
doesn't seem like it's going to be too troubling for them.
Let's go. Another
There we go,
flawless,
nice and
boy.
easy. Another flawless. Prime gaming at that. And keeping all those weapons going.
Yeah, this is an opportunity for Global Esports to have a really dangerous bonus round because they have just hit them with the prime game in flawless. I feel like any opportunity the global players have to get their confidence up is going to be dangerous for Vitality. We saw that momentum build on Pearl and Vitality could not stop it.
అట్లుంటది
Obviously,
మరి
the halves flipped here. Global
జీవితం
now has to do it on the attack side rather than the defense.
This is what they've got to be careful of, though. Vitality, this comp is so good at punishing this. And look at that, the nade was actually landed intentional for any sort of player that might be TPing behind that wall.
Yeah, it was actually a C's nade as well. There was a crazy lineup from Mulsey.
Yeah, so that's a set play, anticipating that Munyet on the Omen would be TPing across, but no one deals with a haunt. Lights him up through the wall, and it
Okay.
offers that easy kill,
Okay.
but they do get
Okay.
the 1-for-1.
And I think this breakable wall is such an interesting dynamic on Lotus. Whoever controls this A segment of the map probably wants to break that wall that connects it to B.
Hmm.
So the Vitality players don't have any info about whether they could be going through to B. They're having to hold very passively in the 4v4.
Hmm.
And from our point of view, we see that Sender might well be under a bit of pressure.
There's a dart, bounces into the back
ఉన్నాడు
of the
అంతా
side.
అయిపోయింది
It's going to be
Wall
broken, and
ఇస్తాడు
there is a wall in the face of some of these players.
Legal
An instant
throw.
pivot now, though, moving their way into B.
Another gorgeous lurk timing
Remain
there.
Oh.
and Aaron, wow, it's just watched for.
A second too early.
Yeah, the timing just slightly off, and this util.
No.
The Bone Cold is just offering
Okay.
out to them. It's doing quite a lot. There was
Okay.
a clove to block off
3v2.
that angle, but again, feels a bit awkward once more. A bit of panic maybe just being injected into this round, and Sender, he could just anchor this fully for them.
No.
Turret dealt with right in the back, and
1v3.
Nanoswarm making sure that he can't be pushed.
Come on.
It's down to
Oh.
SK Rossi, but Sender again, just that off angle.
Okay,
Perfect
okay.
crosshair placement.
Damage done though on the bonus. And remember that is the goal for Global Esports, is to keep Vitality's economy honest. And I think they've done that. There's going to be, one of the players had to rebuy armor, the other two are on light armor. It keeps things suppressed on the Vitality side. But you do have to be putting important rounds on the board, and this is one of them. Can A-Ring get an ult orb and get some kind of lockdown play going, perhaps? SK Rossi with an operator,
Yeah,
the attacking Sova op. I haven't
very
seen this since
interesting.
Prime Wardell days.
Let's
And it
go.
works out, I suppose. Listen,
There we go.
angle watch, Sender either trying to go for a jump pick or what. We'll have to see that in the replay. But now you're seeing all this pressure on the bone cord. No one was watching that angle but the dart. Reveals his position and Texter's good for it.
Oh,
Slightly just moving around there.
Easy plant.
Sight gonna be
4-3.
Another good plant position. Oh no, Bazzi actually forced to go for a safe plant here.
Yeah, drops back now, and you're seeing this lockdown being used. Attack side lockdown. Global Esports looking to see if they can get this space. But
let's go. Oh, where?
Fight being taken.
Okay, 3v2.
Into this. Oh my goodness, and the fault line, Twiston. Oh my word, did he get detained there? Looks likely. Just couldn't quite saturate
Twiston.
there, but there's no punish. Still, the plant goes down. Leaving Twiston alive might be a costly error.
But it is a safe plant, which is a bit more difficult to work with. You can see Aaron's in a spot to swing up
into the corner. Prowler as well. Monye needs help. Going to be TPing away, actually. Just backs. Now, control of water is going to be so important to just hold this one. Sees into the back, double swings there. It's beautiful. And the series catches up to two, just lined up. Vitality. They cannot be stopped. And moments like that just getting so dangerous. I said it. Twiston was detained, but they just did not want to try and push it to punish.
Yeah, maybe that's going to bite them. But, I mean, the Vitality's retake there looking so good. That duo that has just been so stellar in this match of Twiston and Mulsey. The duelist duo, if you want to call it that, but obviously Mulsey playing Fade here. But the way that they're syncing these things up, the C's, the nade, the swing timings, they have got such great synergy between them.
Magnificent.
And that puts Global Esports firmly on the map.
Really rough position now for them.
Terrible stuff. I mean, pistols in hand, and SK Rossi picking up a hero rifle.
So it has to be the playmaker. Vitality though pushing forwards. It's a heavy take towards the front side of B, and any attempt of a punish is just offset immediately, losing two players. It's a pivot though. Global Esports moving forwards, and still the rifle in the hands of Rossi needs to be the playmaker. But a difficult site for them to take fault line into the back of it. Position is there, but the wall blocking them off. They need to move past this.
Yes, go.
Forwards deep onto the side. Rossi wins the first duel for them.
Oh.
Plan tries to take the second with a wider swing. Dealt with. Flash timing ever so off. And Bazzi, just a classic. There's only so much he could really do.
I love that play with the Harbor Cascade. Destrian using the Cascade and the push out of B is so good there. It blocks off the long sight line where you might be able to get punished by somebody in spawn. And it also, if someone tries to swing through it, they're slowed. So it's really difficult to help this player that gets stuck on the right. And Texture tries to help, but he's just so labored and slow. It's like going through molasses. Global Esports are going to take a timeout here as they ponder what to do. Now, SK Rossi's hero rifle hasn't hurt their economy too much here. Texture still has the Blade Storm available. So Global are going to be able to get a full buy. But if they don't win this round, it is game over. It is goodbye India. So this is the round that everything hangs on. And it's brutal, man. Yeah. Even if Global get to a plant, all of the retake ultimates are available for Vitality. I don't know how you cook up a favored round situation here for Global.
Seems so difficult. 6-11 being that scoreline. Vitality on the cusp. Being able to take away the series, take away the map. No room for error for Global Esports. And that's what this timeout is aiming to achieve, seeing if they can cook up a plan.
I think it has to be around Texture. If Texture is going to be using his knives, you want to put him in a spot to capitalize on that early on. And so either you want to be dashing him on top of the bank on A, playing inside his smoke and then swinging out of it with a flash, or I think you want to be sending him fast into C with an updraft dash and seeing if you can overwhelm Sender. I think those are the two best options for getting value out of your Jet.
There's no way.
But, I mean, you look at the positioning on the mini-map and this looks almost exploratory towards B early on. Maybe they're planning to use a Cloudburst and connect with their C players?
But again, SK Rossi has been afforded this operator.
It's strange, isn't it?
So much faith being placed into his hands.
But it's not just faith. It means that he's going to be disconnected from his team and can't use the recon or the dart to set up Twiston. They're splitting their win conditions, and it might be a compromise that hurts them.
Moving forward, slow and steady. It's the name of the game in a rolling thunder. They want to punish this one, and SK Rossi, the nade into the corner. Can't move anywhere, still alive for now. Where's going to be dealt with? And he is finally the spray down.
A Vitality grab hold of the tempo, never allowing Global Esports a moment to imprint their pace on the map.
It needs to be an instant response here from Global Esports, and you're seeing it. Not even a flesh now as the players walk forwards. Aaron, a critical kill for him. Late lurking into mid, finds his mark.
He's been good on them, hasn't he?
Yeah.
These lurks have always found value from Aaron, and it's a better plant position now.
What is the play here? Monyet, so close to the smoke, just about to fade.
No.
He's pushing forwards into
No.
it, and it's a running gun. They're just trying to fight them deep into the play. A dash forwards to try and disengage here.
Let's go, Aaron.
To being held, a bit of running gun, and somehow Aaron wins that one. It is so damn awkward, but it's down to that 2v2. Warlock's
No,
aside,
no,
though,
no, no.
Cove as well. It needs
No.
to be spammed for. The Blaze Storm just not catching
No.
it. Texture forced to spam, forced to try and find the fight, but he can't do it. Stuck all the way through, and Vitality find themselves now on series point.
So many opportunities for Vitality. Any mistakes from Global Esports, and they are gone. The buy doesn't look its best, but they're still going to have rifles. One last desperate run for Global Esports. But Vitality look like they've done the important work already.
Yeah, I mean, this is them in the driving seat and more. 3 big ultimates to their name. The util combos this time lay it into A main, doesn't grab any kills. Dash forwards, Manel actually sticking this ultimate as well. He's deep into the back line. Position's known though, Multi's going to be backing away. He does dodge that paranoia, but it's creating an awkward timing right now. What does Multi want to do, holding the edge of this smoke? Meanwhile, Global Esports not wasting any time with this kind of pressure. That's going to be the aftershock, pushing them back out of the way. Fight needs to be taken right up close and personal. It is traded though, but still Vitality going pound to pound. And it's all down to Texture. A 1v2 to keep his team in it. Just to try and survive. Texture up in the side, dashing forwards, dodging that showstopper. He knows where the positioning is. Spike in his hands, a tap on the front, needs to force the fight, but a doubled up position is there. Vitality safe hands for them. 13-6 at the scoreline. They have sent Global Esports home.
Global Esports definitely made them work for it, but it is a win on the board for Vitality. I think both teams demonstrated some really cool stuff in this series. Vitality's split looked really well thought out. A lot of good game plans coming from Bone Cold. We saw set plays on Lotus from Vitality. The breach ult to isolate SK Rossi in those final couple of rounds was really good. And Twiston, Molsey, Sender, the individual talent is there. But also, when you look at Global Esports, there were so many doubters who just thought this team was a ragtag bunch of people thrown together at the last minute that didn't have a hope. And I think that they've proved people wrong, despite the loss. Taking a map in the manner they did, and showcasing that they still had what it took to push Vitality. I think this was a decent opener for Global Esports, and something that they will definitely be building on as the year goes on.
That's always been the goal for a team like Global Esports, is long-term focus, high-risk, high-reward project with them picking up so many duelist players, but I think you can see glimpses of success here. But ultimately today, it is Vitality who are on top. Vitality who reign supreme, and this is a dark horse team heading into this tournament. I think they showed glimpses of really well thought out stuff, moments of sheer brilliance as well from some of their star players, Twiston and Mulsey in particular.
Yeah.
Really setting the pace in some of those rounds.
Yeah, remember those names. Twiston said earlier that they don't have any big names, any big stars on the team, but that's just a matter of time.
Yeah.
This team's got talent, it's got skill. And look at the figure down at the bottom there in the middle, Bone Cold. How far will his journey go this year? He's already been up to the top of the mountain, and now he's back pushing that boulder once again, but Vitality should not be underestimated. I know that this was still a close game, but they've got upset potential. I spoke to Bone Cold, and he said that his goal for the team, and Salah's goal for the team as well, is to be a team that you hate to go up against. Someone that when you see them in the bracket, you think,
no problem.
crap, really?
Okay, that's it for the stream, guys. So, chalo, good night.